The Montana's Brier is underway here in Regina. Great to be back on the prairies for the Canadian Men's Curling Championship right here on TSN. Mosaic Stadium in the distance, home to the Rough Riders, and we're at the Brandt Center all week long. Our feature is Dunstone and Schneider. All the action right here on TSN. And glad you're watching our morning show. Brian Mudrick, Kathy Gauthier with you. Last time we were here, 2018, and that Brier was won by Brad Gushue. He is back. He's one of the favorites, but Brad and a lot of the skips still trying to figure out the ice a little bit here.
And we see that all the time at the Scotties and the Brier. The first couple of days, the ice crew's still figuring it out. The skips that figured it out, well, they're the ones on top.
Mike McEwen's got quite the wardrobe right now, as he now has skipped for 3 different provinces. He's wearing Saskatchewan green. He was taking on Team Canada, and this shot in the 5th inning.
What a wonderful game this was, and the crowd was so supportive of Mike. This is the kind of finesse shots that he made last night. Watch the bink, bink, bink. That's how you steal a point.
And that would lead to a steal of 1, and what a start for Mike McEwen. Skipping his 3rd different province. First guy to ever do that, by the way, at the Brier Handshakes. And he's off to a hot start as he knocks off Gushue 7-6. Quebec a win 11-4 as well over Team Nunavut. Battle of the Cooey brothers. And Kevin Cooey found his game later in that game. Final 5, he was a lot better, winning 8-4. And Smith 11-7. Over Nova Scotia. Very early. It's the same as the Scotties. Top 3 on each side will qualify for the playoffs. There's no tiebreaker games, but the first tiebreaker is the head-to-head. So that's critical, and of course the all-important draw to the button before each and every game. Let's talk about our feature. Let's begin with Matt Dunstone. He is a star in the men's game. He lost the final last year to Gushue, but last season and last year at that run versus the Brier, he started 9-0, Kathy.
And he's certainly not. I'm sure that for Matt Dunstone thinking, what the heck, because yesterday he was great the entire game, but he made 2 big mistakes in runbacks. He picked his own out 2 consecutive ends, and what wound up happening, he gave up 2 steals of 2, could not rally back. Needs to really look at angles today before he throws.
Big smile on the face of Catlin Schneider. He's skipping here for the very first time. He's skipping BC, but he's a Regina boy. He's from about 30 minutes from here. He lives here now. He actually played football for the Regina Rams. He's so excited for this moment.
Well, and you could feel that the crowd was very much recognizing where he comes from. This team was solid yesterday, outplayed Ontario until the final shot. Scott Howard made a pistol for 3, and they walked off the ice shaking their heads and wondering what happened.
We're all set. Glad you're with us. First Rock coming up next from Regina. The Montana's Brier right here on TSN.
It's going to be amazing to skip in a hometown Brier. Like, it doesn't happen too often. I couldn't be more thankful. I'm excited. There's going to be tons of friends and family, and I have so many people that watch and follow and cheer, and it's just going to be super special to be here in front of them.
At this point now, I've been lucky enough to play in every single game that you can play in at this event, so there's really no surprises at this point. We're still a very confident group, super happy to be here. Our entire season has been dedicated to this event.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
Good morning, Canada. Glad you're with us. Our first Sunday morning at the Montana's Brier. A lot of action in play, Kathy. What do you have your eye on this morning?
Well, for Brendan Bottcher, 98% in his first outing. That is indicative of the kind of year they had. For Thomas Scoffin, it is day 3, but his very first game because he had the bye. Trevor Bonneau from Northern Ontario has called on his national mixed experience, looked very comfortable in his win yesterday. Will take on the Simmons team from Newfoundland and Labrador. Well, Reed Carruthers, and that is the team skipped by Brad Jacobs. They had a really good outing, but Scott Howard, he was 84% in a minus, but he made the shot at the right time for that win yesterday.
And of course, our feature as well. It is time to meet the teams, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Matt Dunstone. Matt Dunstone is your skip. At third, BJ Neufeld. At second, Colton Lott. And the lead is Ryan Harnden. Team BC out of the Victoria Curling Club. Your skip is the local boy, Catlin Schneider. At third, Jason Ginter. At second, Sterling Middleton. And lead, Alex Horvath. Rock colors this morning for Team BC. It is the Yellow Stones. For Team Manitoba, Matt Dunstone, the Red Stones. And you see the draw to the button. Those numbers, bottom left of your screen. Great job by Dunstone and his team this morning. That is critical. That is one of the tiebreakers at the end of the week when it is all said and done. And that ensures they have hammer. And that means to start it off, it will be Team BC. And the lead is Alex Horvath.
Well, you saw that really big number for BC. Jason Ginter was one of the throwers and just got it over the hog line. That maxes out. At the end of the week, you can get rid of your two biggest scores.
We're three.
And so that probably will be one that they will get rid of when they can.
Shot.
Wait. I bite the 4.
Well, you and I were talking about it this morning. You have to really follow your program. Ryan Harnden played for Northern Ontario. Now he's wearing blue, representing Manitoba. Matt Dunstone once wore green. It is a bouncing ball and a rotating circus a little bit in curling as teams vie to put the best team that they can together.
His former skip, I was chatting with Brad Jacobs. He's right next door this morning. And obviously wearing different colors so long with Northern Ontario and now Manitoba colors. And Brad said, yeah, it's weird. Players said it's weird. There you go. There's Brad. And seeing Mike McEwen in that Saskatchewan green. He's loving it so far, that 2-0 start as we showed you at the top of the show.
Curl.
Stay close.
Curl. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. It's a little hard.
Control? I think so.
th Brier appearance for Ryan Harnden. You saw the graphic. That Brier championship was Edmonton in 2013, and that really started an incredible run for that team at the time with Brad Jacobs. The Olympic gold in Sochi in 2014.
Shot, Pete. Yeah.
And here's the change in this BC team from last year. The front three were BC representatives last year, playing for Jacques Gauthier. And when Jacques went to Kevin Cooey's team, Catlin took it over. But Sterling has always played third. He played third for Tyler Tardy in their Canadian and World Championships. And as well last year for Jacques. But for Catlin, made a bit of a change in the lineup. So Sterling now at second. But some really good shot making then at the second position. And Jason Ginter moving up to play third this year. And you'll see Sterling's experience on shots like that with the weight choice.
He's a 3-time Canadian junior champ, 2-time world champ, Kathy. What a run in junior with Tyler Tardy, incredible. And Tyler's now playing with your son, with Team Kevin Cooey, also at the Brier this week.
Just through. Whoa. Little light. Whoa. Just through. Curl. Curl. Weight's good. Back line plus. Curl. You're all the way to it. You're all the way to it. All the way to it. All the way to it. Oh, great shot, Colt. Good, Colt. Very nice.
Well, for BC this morning, they really need to park that loss yesterday. It's really tough when you play really well and don't come out with the victory. And knowing that Matt Dunstone loves the big weight, have the guards a little bit higher up so that those run backs are a little bit more difficult.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Curl. Curl. Really got to curl. RJ.
Clean. Good.
And you know, buddy, you talked about it at the top of the show. For Matt Dunstone, always coming in with wins. Well, he didn't yesterday. That day is done. There's nothing you can do, so move forward. And the second look refers to looking at the lineup. They never considered that either of those ends that they gave up steals of 2 could go that bad.
Keys to the game, brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue. It's pure comfort.
Keep going.
This team, Kathy, some incredible starts. We mentioned Dunstone last year, the 9-0 start. 2022, a 6-0 start as well for this team. Lost the final last year, 7-5 in London to Gushu.
What's that? Control like a
2020 won the bronze medal, a 9-4 record in Calgary in the bubble, that time out of Saskatchewan, and a bronze in Kingston. So Matt Dunstone is a young man that has been knocking on the door for some time, and we should not be surprised if we see him again near the top at the end of the week.
Top 8. Top 4. Weight's good.
Got to curl. Whoa, guys. Okay, whoa, so let's stop. It's going sideways now. Sit.
Shot, Jay.
Good shot, Jay. Nice.
Well, that is a really
14-8.
good recovery by Jason Ginter. I mentioned that he was part of the draw to the button, did not get a good result, and so to rebound and have to make a big draw on his first one, that is really good focus.
Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
BJ, what a run back, and both yellows disappear. And the one thing in watching Kathy early in this competition, there's been some beautiful shots like that thus far.
Well, these are terrific teams. They're the best that we have in the country. 7 of the top teams are here, and so you do expect that you will see those kinds of shots.
I thought it was a hair less, actually.
Hey, hair more room. Line's good.
Weight's pretty good.
Line's good. Go ahead if you need.
Top 8. Top 8. This
Or
feels
at
like
least
hair
full
lighter.
4.
Okay.
Hard line now.
We're over curling
Hard
a
line.
bit. Hard line.
Over curling.
Hard everything.
Okay, let's stop now. Yeah, little bit.
Good. Okay. You want to throw same weight?
Sure.
Ninth Brier appearance for BJ Neufeld.
Whoa.
A lot of great success with Kevin Cooey. Lost a couple of finals and won the Brier 2019 undefeated record that year in Brandon with Cooey. And another nice rock there.
So I gave it right there. Probably need like,
I was seeing mid, yeah.
something like that.
Well, BJ hoping to run it straight
Once
back
they
and
hit the
stick
line, they
around
really go.
somewhere.
Close to the line.
I think we're
Because with that
more
guard,
positive on that one.
Catlin will try to use that to bury again.
for to nose.
What does it feel like? Draw to the button? Or is it a hair quicker?
I don't think it's quicker with this ice. I think that's pretty close. Like, I think this will slide okay. Probably not quite as quick as my draw.
like
How about give me a reference from last
3
game?
feet faster than last, or 3 feet
Couple
slower
feet
than
more
last game.
Slower.
Kick 3 feet harder.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that. That wasn't a number that he's hearing. Catlin is, it's a little bit of this, it might be faster, and he just said, compare it to last game, because last game he played very well. He had a really good feel, and he's going off that.
I got a little light.
Line's good. Let it work.
Taking on his former teammate
Line's
and
good.
former
Line's
skip
good.
this morning in Matt Dunstone.
Like to be
Little
half
room.
of 4.
Curl.
It's like T-line.
Sterling's rock.
Got lots of room now.
Sterling's rock.
14-4.
Go. Yeah, gonna curl it. Curl it.
Yep.
That.
Just
T-line.
Sterling. Just Sterling.
Go.
2020, he won that bronze medal in Kingston playing with Matt Dunstone.
Sorry.
Spent some time with Colton Flash as they were at that Lethbridge Brier in 2022. Adam Casey, his teammate, back in 2017, and really excited in his 4th Brier. He is the skip. He told me before the competition, really relishing that opportunity to be a leader. He loved to skip in junior. Stepped away to play football, obviously. We mentioned his time with the Regina Rams. He was a receiver, punt and kick return, special teams. He played in a Hardy Cup with his run playing football, and now obviously the focus on curling, and he is over the moon to be a skip in his hometown here in Regina.
Matt just playing easy weight to get the curl. Tap that stone out.
And you saw that graphic. Speaking of tapping, he's been tapping. He's been knocking on that door. Very close the last few years. Trying to crack through and win his first Brier championship.
Hard. Whoa. Hard. Rolling a little. Shot, Matt. Pound solid, eh?
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
Easy weight.
Okay. Do you get a time on either of mine at all?
Your shots?
Yeah.
I think it was like 10-4.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, like those curled okay.
Yeah.
You want easy
Al
here?
threw one
Just
here
a
too.
pinch more. Yeah.
Can be a bit aggressive.
Okay, throw well.
He skipped for the University of Regina back in 2014.
Weight's good.
Less than straight.
Easy.
Close.
Catlin
Clean.
Schneider, his
Clean.
final stone
Whoa.
here in one.
Clean.
Clean. Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
Clean. Hard.
Curl.
Whoa. Curl.
Curl.
I got roll.
Had the roll, want the roll. Make it a little more difficult for Dunstone, but the broom down and the blank is on here in this first end.
You heard Alex calling curl, wanting to get that stone moving just that little bit more to get underneath. And Alex, although he does throw lead stones, he's in the house, a former skip, he's an ice maker, really reads ice well. And it wasn't something that Jason had done a whole lot of. And also Jason is a physically strong man, and so they keep him sweeping.
Final stone here in one. Matt Dunstone
Yep. Skip.
looking for the blank.
Gotta go. Hard, cool. Clean.
Go, Matt.
Away it goes. And we're underway. It is our first Sunday morning at the Montana's Brier here in Regina.
Matthew doing Matthew thing. Throw.
Kathy, it's so great to be back in the booth with you. Lovely to be back in Regina. What I love about this city, the Prairie, so much is the fan support, the knowledge of the crowd. You said it was bumping last night and a great atmosphere, and we expect a lot more of this year's Brier.
Well, the fact that Mike McEwen is representing Saskatchewan and they are so hungry in this province for a Brier again really helps. And Mike's got such a strong team. But this is as you say, this is a part of the country that loves the sport. It was packed in here last night and really vocal fans. They know really good shots. And the players, doesn't matter where you're from, really appreciate being able to play in front of a knowledgeable audience.
Go ahead.
Rick Folk, 1980, the last team from Saskatchewan to win that Brier title.
Little rope, little rope.
Bounce, guys.
You cannot bounce on this line. Not bouncing. Line's good. Go ahead.
Line's great.
Hard. Hard. Hard, Colt. Hard, Colt. Hard, 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 hard.
Very nice.
Great shot.
Good feet.
14-9. Shot.
Some fans this morning at the Brand Center. You know, people in Regina pretty spoiled with Connor Bedard the last few seasons here, starring and now in the National Hockey League. And now the Stars are the curlers this week inside the Brand Center, and the fans from right across the country. So many jerseys. We've seen the flags representing the provinces, the territories, all the regions, coast to coast to coast. And it's a big reason why we love this game.
That was Jason Ginter's parents.
I got a little heavy. I got a little heavy.
Line's good.
Line
Where are
only.
we?
Line only.
T back 4.
Line's good.
T.
Yeah.
T.
Whoa, easy.
Line only still. We're
Line's
back
good.
4.
Line's good. Line's good. Clean.
Trying to loop
Line only.
around
Oh,
the stagger at the top.
Curl.
Hard, Al.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. The whole way. The whole way.
Nice shot.
Good. 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 Nice
Okay.
shot.
Oh, sorry about that.
Catlin is not afraid to play this kind of game and will try to force Matt Dunstone and his team to make the most difficult shots.
Whoa. Clean.
Colton and Matt have a lot of history together.
Halfway. You're guarding the 4.
We'll keep you up to date all morning long. And how about Scoffin Yukon, a steal, as that's a battle of a couple of former University of Alberta Golden Bear champions. And Brendan Botcher, 1-0 Newfoundland Labrador. And it is Carruthers, the 1-0 advantage. That team, as we mentioned, skipped by Brad Jacobs, a 1-0 advantage over Scott Howard, Team Ontario.
And in that steal, Yukon, Brendan Botcher had a hit for 3 and jammed it. And that is how Scoffin did steal.
Over curling, probably.
Whoa, it's curling.
Over curling.
We're halfway.
It's gotta stop. Sit. Sit. Okay.
So it's like minimum ice to me.
For now, it is BC lying the 2.
Yeah, we took less than yours.
I was like 60% of the 12.
And this sport, Kathy, you talked about it. There's a lot of former teammates. You come up in junior, you compete at the Brier. You talked about his relationship with Matt Dunstone. 2 Canadian junior titles together at the 3rd position for Matt. And now going head-to-head this year.
He's trying to run it back and make some noise.
Oh, clips the back yellow, opens things up. Nearly got them all going.
Shot.
That's better than it was for Colton. Moved things
I like
around. Takes away the stagger that was not helping Team Dunstone, gets rid of a couple of yellow, and moves that 1 stone to the back 8, which is not a concern for Matt.
I thought a little
heavy.
Line only.
Top 4 right now.
No.
T-line. No. We're really big.
Back 8 almost.
Let it curl.
It's trying.
Can you curl it?
14-2. It's.
Okay, it's top button T.
I can just let it stop.
It's trying. Okay.
Okay, Jay.
Good.
Well, for Matt Dunstone and his team, they came in this with very high hopes. They still have them. And for yesterday, they look back thinking, what did we do wrong? Look at those numbers. They started really strong with Ryan, some great numbers. And look at the pluses. And even for Matt, he didn't get a negative. He just wound up within 5% to not get a plus. It was the timing and the mistakes they made on the runbacks with Hammer that gave up those 4 points in steals.
To your point, Kathy, in talking with him before the championship, with the level of talent this year, that's the difference. A half shot, 1 shot. That is the difference between making the podium, making the playoffs, and not making them this week.
Close. Curl. Back 4. Back 8. Curl. Back 12. Keep going.
Really trying to get that stone over.
Hey, pretty good. Good shot. Very good.
Well, and I talked about Team BC, how Catlin was probably shaking his head as he came off the ice yesterday. It was a game that their numbers were very high right across the board. Sterling Middleton had a wonderful game, and Jason didn't get a minus. Again, he was within 5%. And pluses, 3 of them, including at the skip position, but it was that one big shot by Scott Howard that took them off the win column.
Yeah, Pop's dad on the bench, Glenn. Obviously, he's not healthy, but big smile from Dad. That was an incredible shot for Howard as he's pumped up to be here and skipping.
Gotta go for weight, boys.
Have to go everything.
Big fist pump after, well-deserved, and what a shot it was.
Come on, go. Jeez. All right, 15-5.
Okay.
And we've got about 14-9, 14-5 between the Hogs, so 15-5. Even with strong brushing, it's just not going to get there.
I think so. Okay. That wasn't.
Not a ton of great options. That or intern.
And even his draw the button, I thought should have got farther than it did.
Questioning maybe a rock.
I think it's this, Beach. Okay. I always have that.
Problem is he just freezes it, and what are we doing? Right?
Right.
Were you ever playing intern bump? Intern bump?
I just don't like it.
Yeah, okay.
Split the T.
All right.
I think so. He was 15-3, pretty much 15-2. So you're good here. Like draw the button. 14. Yeah, we're looking at like 14,
They don't
15.
like the position of the Yellowstone just thrown by Jason because it's in a dangerous spot. And so the question was, where do you go? The intern bump is pretty tough, so they're just trying to block off this path by ducking around the Yellowstone just thrown by BC to lie to.
Plenty of room. Coming down.
You saw that stat just past the great Randy Furby when it comes to the 3rd position. Furby, of course, 6 titles all time.
Back 8. To the back one.
Gushu, Nichols, Walker coming in with 5. Trying to match the great Randy Furby.
Good job.
Hey.
So that slides behind the tee line, Kathy.
Well, it did. You saw Catlin make no effort to sweep it back because it's in a great position for him to freeze
Should
to
walk in
and
there
be
good.
shot.
14.5 is sweeping, I guess.
14.7. You think it's minimum?
I think it's closer to minimum, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I gave like 3 brooms inside, or 2 brooms inside edge of 8
So
for
trying
Jay,
to
and he only
freeze.
got
If
to the
Catlin
middle 4 foot.
had taken this
Not
stone
crazy.
back a little bit, a
14.75?
freeze would
Yeah.
not give you shot. That's why he left it.
Same good. This looks like tight ice.
I like it.
Right on the button.
Okay.
Same as last time. Should be pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay, that was 14.5. I think that's, well, it's close.
Yeah, should be good.
Beach just threw a 13.8 on
13.8,
his and with
no
with
sweep.
no sweeping.
Yeah, okay,
You
sure.
could give us the same or like 2 feet less. It's fine.
Sure, yeah, I'd like you to sweep it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same weight's perfect. Throw it well.
I liked it.
It's good. A little heavy.
Mine's good.
Room.
It's good.
I'm
T-line.
Mine's good.
I'm not sure it's heavy, Jay.
Mine's
Mine's good.
Bit of room.
Yep.
T-line
mine's
comes
good.
for T.
Room.
Bit of room.
T
Oh.
back button.
T-line.
Jay's rock.
You gotta go through 8. Let's go. Mine's good.
Get it there.
Go.
Great thing.
Trying to take advantage of that pocket and drag a little more for shot stone.
Good.
Okay.
And it is shot rock for now.
Good shot.
So I'm saying line's good. We don't need to keep curling.
Okay.
Well, great
pretty good,
pushing
Pat.
at the end.
Yeah,
They were
good
going
sweep.
up
Nice
and
shot.
down. You heard
Thanks.
Jason
James
say he
Rock.
thought it was heavy. Sterling thinking not. And it's just as it comes in that hog line,
Get it
in
there.
that center path, it starts to really dig.
Hard.
Good.
Okay.
Well, that'll get you going on a Sunday morning. A good brush like that.
It's kind of perfect, actually.
It is a
I think
long week.
Right. Only other shot. Do you think you could ever do this? Do you think you could ever pound this and get it to here?
It's always touching this, though.
Yeah. Probably just jams.
Like, is there a world where I can throw it hard enough where it just pushes this to here? Is that what you're saying? And gets off of it? Like, hit it as thick as we possibly can with hard weight and just get that into here? Because this should always touch that, right?
I think so.
Do you see what I'm saying with that?
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
if I pick this one, like, what's he do? Like, he's guarding, right?
Just wondering if you ever just
Or
rip
just
this.
Shot.
Like, do I try and hit this as thick as I can?
Is this ever the shot? Getting rid of that 3?
Or do you ever hit the top and roll?
Yeah. I don't mind that.
I think that's a better shot than hitting shots.
Yeah, because then you, if he guards,
I think you're hitting
3.
We've got 2 shots
right?
then.
I think
Yeah, I like
you
it.
hit shots on ends up being a bad
Or you rip this.
It's like, do you want to just
Or you
rip it
rip
out?
that.
Or do you want to stick the shooter?
Oh, I said I think there's 2 shots. I think you're hitting and rolling, sticking your
Yeah.
shooter, or you're maybe
I
ripping
don't
this.
think you need. I don't think you need to stick the shooter. I don't know how much
Yeah.
it helps.
And you have that for 2.
Just board weight?
Whatever you're saying. Sure.
You go half.
Okay.
So those are the
Right.
two
Don't wanna roll in
shots they
front of
talked about.
Right.
If you hit
Board
the
weight.
stone, it's going on to the red for
Little
sure.
more?
The question is, does it go straight back here, or can you hit it fat enough that it might come this way? By removing the top stone, the pressure gets on BC and Catlin
Like
Schneider,
that ice with board?
because if he doesn't make a perfect guard, you've got
that
a
max.
more open shot
think
to
it'll
get
be fine.
3,
wanting to hit like a half a stone.
and they're still going to have that second shot no matter where Catlin guards.
Firm.
Whoa.
Solid.
Curl. Really hard. Whoa. Straight.
And Dunstone. And a little crash on that yellow. In the meantime, updates begin this morning. And Team Northern Ontario and Trevor Bonneau trying to improve to 2-0 against Newfoundland in Labrador.
Well, you can see with that long guard, he's being forced. Doesn't feel that the ice will curl enough to get to the nose. And even if he does, it's for one, and so it's easier to draw to the forefoot than to worry about finesse weight when you're going to have to take a point anyway.
Hey, line's pretty good, guys.
Pinot playing with Mike McCarville, Jordan Potts, Curtis Bird, and the coach Al Hackner
T-line, boys.
of this team out of the Fort William Curling Club in Thunder Bay.
Right to the tee. Line's good. Have a peek. Line's great. All you.
Line is good. Weight looks perfect. Touches forefoot. And a single. And a 1-1 tie.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Back to our feature, Kathy. What do you think happened there? I didn't hear the conversations with that last shot from Matt.
We know I don't know if he overthrew it or he was a little bit full, but he clearly did not get the finish. The good news is that he moved it out of the way because that was the objective.
Give me edge.
Yeah.
I think 3/4 is really close.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Take a few off.
Okay. Yeah, throw well.
Skipping BC, he's the Saskatchewan
I think I got like tight guard.
kid that now lives, what, 30 minutes from here, but he did joke, if you mix yellow and blue, it is kind of green. So, I mean, you know, if...
Top 12, tight.
That is true.
Right?
Yeah, line's getting good now.
And a lot of support for Catlin Schneider.
Keep going.
Keep curling all day. Curl all day. Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like a hair high, Cole.
So what is left for Matt Dunstone here, Kathy?
I was seeing like
Trying to
here,
play the
I like this map.
You're okay with that?
angle to here, 3/4, comes back this way into, well, trust me.
Can't see this going on.
I'm reading your mail. So the run back and try clip that red onto
3/4.
yellow top button?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're hitting the red on the outside, which will push the yellow almost sideways as we look at the stone that is currently shot.
And as you would say, the redstone top 4, if anything, might scooch back, but into that pocket.
You bet.
After a blank in the first, final stone here into Matt Dunstone.
Whoa. Curl.
Ryan Harden trying to carve it over, curl it over. They'll run it back. The yellow moves, and how do you like that? Out of nowhere, it's a 3, and you can hear Matt Dunstone laughing to himself.
That was not how he drew it up
Sorry,
or
guys,
called.
that's really bad.
Apologizes to the other team. It's not called shot though, Matt. Sometimes those will work for you and sometimes they'll work against you.
You need some breaks in a long week, and he just got a big one, and you heard him apologize to Team BC. Yeah. But you know what? He'll take it. 3 on the board for Matt Dunstone. Welcome back to Regina and our Brier coverage. 3-0 Dunstone. Kathy, I was watching some golf on the PGA Tour, and there was a putt that a player made. I forget the player, but he hit the putt. It hit Rory McIlroy's coin and then kind of flipped it to the right, and he made the putt, and he was like laughing to Rory and himself. And that was not the called shot. And obviously Matt will take it. He's got 3 points, but my goodness, another. You talked about it. Tough breaks for BC in their last game, and that's a tough one to watch.
And it's hard for both teams. There was absolute silence on that sheet. There was no waving by Team Dunstone. You saw that Matt was really frustrated with that throw. That's not how he wants to make the shot. And no motion by his team. And for Catlin and his team, he's rubbing his forehead. He guards a stone. He gives Matt that outside chance. And if Matt had made it, BC would have been like, okay, that's what he did. But that was a little bit of the story yesterday, too. And Lady Luck needs to be on your side, as well as great skill making to win a national competition.
Little bit, Pete. Line's okay. Okay, line's
Weight's
good.
really good, just over.
Just nibbling the line here. Just
over.
Whoa, it's got to stop.
Okay.
Clean. Yep.
You saw after the shot, Kathy, that
Good
Matt
job.
Dunstone
Very
was
good.
very apologetic, and he obviously knew it was a lot of luck. He didn't mean to make it, so he was trying to run the Redstone more back, and he actually played the slash here, Kathy.
Normal weight.
Well, he needed to get right to 3/4 of the Redstone to make it the way that he'd called it. But watch Catlin.
Yeah, no, right there.
His broom just drops. They just don't even know how to respond.
Yeah.
Have to shake it off. You know, in chatting with
Curl
Catlin
You're bumping curl.
a couple days ago before the championship, in being a skip,
curl,
you're
keep
the
going.
leader,
Really good.
and
Yeah,
he
that's good.
relishes
Keep
the
going.
role. He's got to,
shot.
you know, give the guys a pep talk, pump them up at times, know when to maybe not say anything, and know when to say something, and that's just one of those tough moments during a very long week of competition.
And it's interesting. Skipping is more than just being the strategist out there and throwing last rock. And we will see in this field, as we did at the Scotties, that there are some skips that are skips and some are also leaders. And that leadership role to me is just vital. It's how you cheer on your team quietly or overtly, how you deal with examples like we just saw. And so for Catlin, his team will be looking at him to give them a message that there is no quit.
Just the guard.
You know, on that, Kathy, his specific quotes to me on being a skip and the difference is, you need to make the most important shots and manage your emotions. How do I help my teammates? How do I give them good compliments at the right times? And that's an interesting moment in our feature this morning.
Heavy hack, easy board.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like,
Yeah, just board.
yeah.
How's that ice look, guys?
Good.
Good? Okay.
Both Sterling and Alex live in Victoria, BC.
Big.
Oh, clean. Yep. Really gotta go. Hard, Jay. Really hard.
Really important for BC to score this end after an end like that.
Okay.
It's not bad. Okay.
And they will be shot stone now, top four.
Move things around.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Where's Max Wade, hey?
Brendan Botcher comes in, #1 team in Canada, #2 team in the world. You ask a lot of the skips around the sheets of ice, Kathy, and they say a lot of teams have been up and down this season, but Botcher has been the most consistent.
Well, he really has. In the first end,
A little less.
we said that he had the opportunity for 3 and he jammed it. That would have been one of his first complete misses in this event. Now he has an opportunity for 3, trying to draw. Already line 2.
Come on, you still got it.
Big straw Ben Hebert, another guy excited to have a Brier in his hometown of Regina. Mark Kennedy, a couple little scrubs, and it'll just be the 2, but a lead for Botcher in 2-1. Ben Hebert, another Regina guy, and really pumped up to have this wonderful championship in his hometown.
Kind of doesn't feel as quick as yesterday.
I also have the intern.
What if you threw like board and...
What?
I also have the port.
The port? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard though.
Oof, is it ever.
Like you're flirting with that top one.
Yeah, it looks hard.
Yeah. Whatever you're seeing, Kat.
This is what they're talking about, playing through that port. That is
Honestly, not sure if it's
small.
there.
Okay.
It curls pretty good here, and that one's pretty high.
Like the run then? Or did we just freeze in another one?
Like this is a shot.
Okay.
Sure.
The center run no good.
Normal.
Normal, yeah.
I think your odds are better on this run back on the yellow guard
this, like,
into the
just
house than
nose-ish.
playing that in-turn through the hole. You have to get by that top red one and then miss the yellow one that's closer to the rings, and it curls. So for Jason, looking for the run back.
Whoa.
Second Brier for Jason Ginter. Was with Jacques Oche, BC last year in London, a 3-5 record. Running back, and he'll drive it right through. Clips that red on the way by.
Didn't move.
Just jumped it. Sorry, boys.
Didn't move.
I thought the way I threw it, it might actually go. Yes.
I think we play this out turn draw.
Do you think you can make this, Beach?
No, that's no good. Play this
Out-turn
out turn
draw.
draw, I think. I think just bite the 4 is the weight, guys.
Yeah.
Probably could go the same way here, I think.
I think so.
Same way.
I think so.
Just no less.
Beach, sorry. Is this crazy? Is this worth a go?
No, it's not.
What's that?
It's not.
I think this might be my favorite shot then.
Okay.
Okay.
You can get there two ways, but the run back by Catlin was obviously to open up that stone to hit and roll underneath.
What?
And so the best way to remove that as an option is to do it yourself.
Control.
After a blank in 2, final stone to come in 3 on sheet C. It's Scott Howard taking on Reed Carruthers' team Manitoba.
Well, on his final stone, Brad Jacobs buried around to split the house to lie 2. And so that's what Scott faces, going way out to throw the out turn around.
Felt like lots.
Needs to bite the 4.
And our feature, BJ, you saw nosing the red.
Line's good.
Line's good. Whoa.
Play the weight. Yep. Yeah, straight if you need it. Straight if you need it. Straight then, hard.
Scott Howard, David Mathers, Matt Cam, Tim March, of course, Glenn Howard on the bench. Little backing, little bump. And a 1-1 game. Brothers Howard on sheet C.
Good shooting, Skipper.
Back to our feature.
There's 2 options here. They could have elected to draw. They're playing the hit and roll instead.
Jason Ginter hit and rolls, and for now it is BC lying the 2 here in 3.
Very nice weight.
Good sweep. It's tough to call it there. How straight it is.
Pretty good.
Don't hit it too hard.
Nice.
See, at this point, Alex, such a strong sweeper, trying to keep it straight so they catch enough of it that it doesn't roll too far.
Updates continue over on sheet B, Kathy.
Well, it is the team from Newfoundland and Labrador already line 1. They have an opportunity for 2, needs to bite the 8.
Gotta go line. Line is okay. If you're heavy.
Andrew Simmons out of the Remax Center, St. John's Curling Club, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Same weight. Clean it. Shot.
Nice draw weight. That is a nice shot for 2.
Like a ton when you let it go.
And a 3-1 advantage as Newfoundland Labrador looking for their first win here in Regina. So Kathy, skip stones here in 3 are feature. And Matt Dunstone in the hack, and this looks to be the out-turn draw.
He's got to make a very precise draw too, Brian, going out in the wings. Cannot see the button. Trying to get it to the 4-foot. Close the scoring area down.
Line's good for T. Line's really good. Keep it above the tee.
Room still.
Hold it, Colt. See if you can get second shots. Go, 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 go.
Colton Lott, a few last scrubs, and
did not.
Still 1-2, BC.
What's that? It's okay.
Might be this now. It's kind of tough if you get here, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good if we can get there.
Which you? It's not stupid.
It's not stupid. This is always probably jamming. You probably hit it hair high and stay there so we can't
Well,
make
that's
that.
what I'm saying is you hit it 7/8 with like board.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
And if you're a little thin, you might get a little lucky.
Your other thoughts here?
Yeah.
Hate
I think that has to be my last shot though.
Yeah,
like,
I hate to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much just back house, like hack to back house.
I like hack, yeah.
Okay. Sterling's curled good, which
it did.
More than I thought
and
it would.
he wasn't light.
Okay.
Out of his hand, we even thought a hair heavy.
Okay, I like that then.
Okay. Sterling, he was probably comfortably to the
if we
board.
if we over curl and nose it, we just can't have too much to move both of our yellows.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking for like a back house type throw.
Even if we just move the red 6 inches, right?
Yeah. But you need at least back line to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Are we going right onto the red or are we coming off?
So trying to come onto the red stone just enough to move it back. This is not about a hit weight. That stone by Matt Dunstone is third shot, but that is a shot that Matt can chisel in to either get shot or really close the scoring area.
Yeah, I think it might.
We're just trying to hit a sliver high and push it into the red they just threw.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I love it.
Throw it well.
Just through. Whoa, whoa.
Tack.
Close.
Tack.
Whoa, curl.
Curl.
Clean.
Curl.
Curl. Curl.
Curl.
Hard, Sterling. Hard.
Hard.
Whoa, whoa. Sit. Sit.
Okay.
Well, they got really caught in between. It didn't curl enough. They were hoping if it was more on the outside, they would go off the back of the red guard that's still there and come forward. They got neither.
I don't know, I was judging off yours, and yours moved a lot with more weight than mine.
See a normal weight?
Hear that conversation, Kathy. Was there more rotation on Catlin's maybe, or did you notice any difference there?
Just the release and the weight. And it's that center path. There still has not been a lot of stones down there.
You like normal?
Shoot.
Sure.
You okay with that?
Yeah. Is that good?
Trying to hit it here.
And by opening it up for Matt Dunstone,
The shade high with normal?
Yeah.
both can go.
Just try and get that shooter in the draw path.
Matt telling me that the team culture, the dynamic second season with this team has been fabulous this year, and he said, I'd be lying to you, Brian, if I didn't tell you I still think about that Brier final each and every day, and it's something he dreams of doing. It's something he works so hard at each and every day to try to get back to that moment and get another shot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Please. Curl. 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 Whoa.
Gotta go. Curl, curl, curl,
curl, curl, curl.
Always curl.
Dunstone. He'll jam the yellow.
Well, and he really wanted to keep his shooter there, so there was not going to be a hole for Catlin to get through, to get to the 4-foot for the second point, and there is.
I thought he threw it good.
So you can get through there, Kathy, this in-turn draw?
You bet.
I'll be nice and positive like I
think
was.
this gets close to center still.
Okay, 14-5 maybe here?
Yeah, 7-5's good.
No. Okay, boys. Threes are yellow.
Yeah.
So, Kathy, for viewers at home, 14-5. What number is that? What are they discussing?
So they're discussing the hog-to-hog.
Even like a 14-5 and you guys kind of clean it? Like,
just listen.
Same as my first one coming this way? Yeah. Okay.
So 14-5 was what he threw coming this way. It's the weight that they're judging from. We've seen it as high as in the 15s, and we've seen it as low as 13.8 in certain spots. It depends on how many rocks have been down a path.
Line's good.
I like it, though.
Go a little bit if you need. Yep. Line's good.
You're at the front end and say we like it out of his hand. Final stone here in 3, and a chance to answer with 2 here for BC.
Gotta go.
Go ahead. Line's good. Keep going. Keep going. Hard, G. Hard, you got it.
Trying to find the port and get by that one redstone first and drag it far enough for second shot rock, and just short.
Just one, yeah.
A single for BC. Couldn't quite drag it far enough, and it's Dunstone with hammer leading by 2.
If you miss this, you're giving up 2.
Run it back, Wilkes. Can you hold it? Got it. You bet you do. And stuffs it underneath. Holman, her last. Going after second shot. Run it back. Bang. Oh, and oh, goodness. Wow. Needs it here. As the crowd now starts to applaud. And it'll come to a crescendo now. So much pressure. Has to be the shot stone. Burgess. Lenentine. The crowd responding. Have to get it by. Oh, it rubs and rolls with it curling enough. No, it will not. Rachel Homan is going to win a 4th Canadian championship.
And the Worlds in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Kathy, if Rachel Homan plays like she did in Calgary, I mean, she took the women's game to another level that week and was brilliant as we look at the field. Projected field, by the way.
Well, for Rachel Homan, it was just it was wonderful for women's curling to see it advance that much. She was. Her team were brilliant. You got to look at Anna Hasselberg from Sweden. They have flipped the switch again and started to play so well. And you can't not see Silvana Tiranzoni as the biggest threat. She has just been dominant in the last number of years.
It all begins March 16th on TSN. We wish Rachel Homan and her team all the best.
Congratulations to Tracy Fleury on her first Scotties win. It's hard to believe with how strong she has been for so long. It was just really nice to see her at the top of the podium.
Remember, too, how close she was that Olympic trials final right there. What a week that was, but congrats to the entire team, and good luck.
Harder than that, Matt. Okay, it's over. Good shot.
Fourth end in our feature, it is Dunstone, a 3-1 advantage with the Redstones, leading by 2.
And Catlin so close on that last one, but that point, boy, that is going to haunt you. With Matt Dunstone now at the 2-point edge and hammered, that is what gives Matt a sense of control.
Want this high? I think we're already there. High side of halfway.
Right off then. Right
We're
off.
high. Wait,
right. No.
Trying to have a lot of
let it grind.
separation
Line's
between the two
Line's
guards.
I think we're good. A little bit. Yep.
Curl of hair.
Good.
Good shot.
Good.
Just run it
I think
again.
you're just peeling.
Straight peel.
I don't want to even do anything with that.
Okay, just straight rep.
Yeah.
And Colton being asked to just remove the top when you start to try to get both of them. And with the distance, the odds are you may just leave your shooter there and you're left with the same situation. So Matt will be patient.
Third Brier for Colton Lott. Kathy, we saw him numerous times at the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championships and a 3-time medalist there, and lost the final in the bubble as well in Calgary.
Pretty high.
Played a lot of mix with Kadriana now Lott, his wife,
A little deeper
but
than
stepped
curling.
away from the mixed doubles game. He told me that he just felt that he could not be as strong of a men's player if he was tired from trying to run back and forth and do both. It's a dilemma for a lot of people, Muddy, because you want to go to the Olympics, you want to double your chances, but you cannot afford to put your men or women's team at risk by being fatigued.
The way he throws those.
Clean.
Yep.
BJ Newfield trying to open things up here for a skip.
Looking for the double.
And he stuffs the one.
Very unlucky. Good shot.
A little unlucky. Does open things up, though, for his skip.
Well, that was very unlucky. He did not make the double peel, and he nutted everything, left all the stones still in play, just moved them around.
Sweet Pete.
Shot, Beach.
You could argue, though, they used up the luck in the second end. With the, I mean.
Control.
Control,
I think we said control.
Oh, you said control?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good ice. Like I can see this curling across nose. Okay. You like that, Al? Okay, let's do it.
Jason had a great career at the University of Alberta as well. We talked about Thomas Scoffman, who's taking on Botcher right now. They both won gold medals in that program. And it was this young man winning with Karsten Sturme and Thomas Scoffman at the University of Alberta, winning a championship.
Go. Okay.
Okay.
Easy.
Well, and Catlin had to hit on that last one with BJ moving those stones around and opening up the front. You don't want to give up 2. You have to try to find a way to keep this game close.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Whoa.
Curl a bit. Hard. Shot, Beach.
1-2. Nice double, BJ Neufeld.
Want an intern yet?
No, we haven't.
Right on the nose.
Snows it. Easy weight.
Okay.
Jay was an easy. Didn't go crazy.
Okay. Yeah, that's good ice.
It's probably good, eh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Throw it well. A little hard.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Control.
Whoa. Curl.
We're a little hard. Really got to go.
Hard, Jay. Hard. No, no,
Nice
no.
little
Curl. Whoa. Whoa.
So they'll roll it behind the corner, Kathy. They were caught, it sounded like, on what they wanted to do.
I think that the concern was that it was hanging out on Catlin. We'll see if he thinks he threw a little bit more.
That works. Just a little hard, eh?
Just a little hard, yeah. I think with easy, it comes in there for you.
It's straight there.
So there you go, some good insight in that conversation. In the meantime, Kathy, an opportunity to update Sheet B.
Well, Andrew Simmons on his final stone went around that mix at the top of the house. It was the Northern Ontario team that was shot, but in going around, he went deep. So for Trevor Bonneau, he's trying to tap the stone back, just thrown by Simmons to bring multiple points into play.
How much weight we have?
Little curl, there's the tap.
Very nice.
It's a nice weight shot, and that's 2. And that'll tie things up with Newfoundland, Labrador.
Well, new Brier for Trevor, but not new Canadian Championship. Has played at a mixed level before, and I think that's where some of the comfort comes from. Plus, this is a team that's been knocking at the door in Northern Ontario for many years.
You got quite a bit of room.
A lot of room, guys. Room, guys.
Tons
curl,
of room.
Curl.
Always Colton.
So with that roll by Catlin, Matt's trying to go around the other corner guard.
Deep as he can.
But boy, this is not curling in a hurry.
8 foot. Fighting back 8 foot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, man.
Fine.
Okay.
Matt's didn't do
like
much
5 feet off.
No.
This, like, I'd like to think this is gonna go.
I was thinking easy, like here.
Yeah.
Like
I prefer
that?
just a sliver less, just because I think we can hold it still.
Okay.
Like, the only curl we've really seen is early. We haven't seen a lot of curl yet in the last 2 ends.
I think we'll be able to
After a line,
I'll give you a board of that.
Just talking about when you throw any sort of weight, it
Just take
runs
5
relatively
off, like,
straight.
Heavy board, eat to easy kind of thing.
Kathy, let's update Alberta and Yukon over in Sheet A.
Well, on his final stone, Brendan Botcher hit the Scoffin stone, but he rolled away. There was a double potential set up for Thomas, but by that really nice roll by Brendan Botcher on his final one, this is the force. But a nose hit won't do. He'll have to roll a little bit to the inside to score.
Solid.
Clean.
Brett Gallant, Ben Hebert coming with 4 Brier titles, trying to chase down their 5th with Brendan Botcher.
Clean. They still don't listen.
Thomas Scoffin, the nose hit for a single. And they're tied up at 2. In our feature, another nose hit as well. So that should be the draw for 1 here in our feature matchup for Matt Dunstone.
Good.
41. Pretty aggressive on the release. Yeah.
Well, objective met for BC. Would love to steal or force.
Yeah, I think you're
tight slide, and when you like you kind of feed him a bit, but then you're adding, like, you add quite a bit weight the way you throw it. So just gotta like almost take that slide speed down an extra notch or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're too.
Well, that's really important information. If Jason's not getting the results that they expect, Catlin is the one that's seeing him come at him. And so it's not about beating up on your teammate. It's about sharing information that you're seeing so that he can make more shots.
Clean if you
In
can.
his 6th Brier championship,
Lions
final
kids.
stone here, Matt Dunstone drawing against 2.
Shot, Matt.
It is indeed a good shot. That'll find the
14-2-2 in that spot.
Montana's button.
14-2-2 there, Matty.
A 4-1 advantage. Dunstone, Manitoba leads. Welcome back to our coverage. Montana's Brier here in Regina. And Matt Dunstone, that draw against a couple for a single and 4. So a 4-1 advantage for Dunstone. It is BC Yellowstones with Hammer, with play underway here in 5. Lead stones for this BC team from Alex Horvath and Kathy. It was a really difficult situation back home in provincials during the 1-2 game. Alex's mom unfortunately suffered a medical event during that game, and she had to go to the hospital. It really took the wind out of the team's sails. And talking with Catlin Schneider, they were all really devastated in that moment. They didn't really know what to do or what they could do for Alex, and he ended up going to the hospital, and his mom is doing a lot better. So we want to wish Dawn, who's watching at home, all the best, and we send her our best from TSN as she's cheering on her son in Team BC.
Well, Alex said when he went to the hospital, he was obviously very shaken by the whole experience, and he said his mom just looked at him and said, "You better win." So that gives you the motivation that you need for sure. But he said she's doing so much better. And he sends a shout out because he misses you here for sure, Don.
Okay, Colt.
Okay.
Fastball.
And you got to know the young man a lot when you played with your son, and just a wonderful guy.
Great guy. I've known Alex for a very long time, from juniors, and then even better last year. I had lots of great conversations with him. He is a student of the game, and he's a great human being.
Yeah, tough to go any around here.
Okay.
Probably got
Just try to move it a bit, even if you just nose tap it. Back 4, back 8 max.
Back 8. Okay, back 4, back 8 max.
I think this is going to curl.
So with Hammer in this end, it gives Catlin the latitude to take some risk and to leave stones around, trying to use those to his advantage, to tap stones, to free stones, trying to create one jam or one half shot out of his opponents to score 2. And some great numbers by the front end. You saw Alex was perfect, Sterling at 97%. So your setup has been good today.
Whoa, clean.
Back 8, back 12.
Whoa. Clean.
Whoa.
Yep.
Back 12.
Yes. Yep.
Back line.
Hard. Line. Keep going. Go. Hard.
Hard line.
Hard. Keep going. Hard. You're rolling that, Jay. You're rolling that 5. Go.
Okay.
Shot.
Okay.
Good. You like out turn control? Yeah.
Good weight.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Curl. Clean. Curl. Clean.
Good throw. Perfect one. There, right through the port for Colton Lott.
And what that does is it takes away the corner. No way to get around that stone, and that's why Catlin's looking to remove or move it.
Normal. Control's fine. Control's good.
If you get rid of that red stone that they're playing the hit at, there is the freeze, there's a tap, there's things that you can do to use that corner guard, but with that stone there. There's no way to get to it. So Sterling will try to move it.
Big.
Whoa, close.
Big normal.
Clean.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Curl.
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 Jason, hard.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sticks the shooter, makes the double.
Good. Good sweep.
Good throw.
Just a little hard, maybe.
I don't mind the end.
Board.
The double looks great and it's gone, but that wasn't the concern. Having that other rock there wasn't actually a problem for BC. He's such a steady player, has been for a very, very long time.
Real hard. Hard!
And unfortunately there, the jam. And that is opportunity here for BC in 5.
Better to me.
Okay, what do you...
Like, I think both of Al's corners ran the same.
Bite the 8.
Okay,
Need to be roughly half in the 8 to be shot. Second
so
shot.
Like top 4 depth.
Well, yeah, we'll sweep it there. I mean, like, I think it's still at 14-8. It'll be okay.
Yeah. Same speeds.
All there.
I got a little heavy.
I think we're a
little
hot
bit of
right
room.
now.
I liked it.
Are we heavy?
T back 4.
No.
Get on the back one then.
Back 8.
Oh. I don't know.
Oh, they're caught in between.
Back 4. Back 8.
Why aren't we sweeping this?
You could hear that conversation. They knew they had the back and Kathy, but they had to make that call obviously a lot sooner.
That is a big communication error. They changed the brushers with where the weight was. You heard Catlin say, I don't know. If they were more definitive, they come down to the back stone. They're lying to.
In the meantime, update sheet C. It is Team Reed Carruthers. The 4th rocks come from Brad Jacobs, who does skip the team. And he's got 1 to come here, Kathy, and it looks, you tell me, what are they playing with this broom, the double?
You would be playing the same broom as if you were playing the tap back on the center stone or the big weight double.
We're going to find out right now.
Playing the flat double.
Curl, curl. 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 Curl.
Final stone on the way. 1, 2. Can they move it enough? They do. What a shot.
Almost got it for 3.
He is so entertaining to watch. So special player.
I think it's probably 2, but I'm going to look.
Okay, they're going to check. What a shot for Brad Jacobs. A great throw. I talked to him a couple days ago, Kathy. He says this feels like his first Brier all over again. Yeah. He has that energy again. He's recharged again. He said stepping away from the game, he was proud of himself for listening to his gut. He had to get away for a while to realize how much he loves this sport. Yeah, he is back. And they are firing so far. That was a nice shot. So 2 for sure. They're going to measure there. In the meantime, in our feature, Jason Ginter delivers. We will let you know what happens with that measurement as soon as they know.
Little roll.
In the meantime,
good shot.
Ginter, a little hit and flip. That is shot stone for now here in 5.
Okay. Good.
Well, I think you need to remember that for this BC team, they are a new team, not the 3 in front, although they have changed positions. But for Catlin to know how they communicate, what they do, as soon as you add a player at a skip, it is a very different team.
Good weight, curled up nice.
Catlin really has so much respect and talks about his dad, Jamie Schneider, who's coaching here. And his dad played in a Brier, 1990. He skipped Saskatchewan. That was in Sault Ste. Marie that year. He won a Canadian Junior Gold. Now the under-21 championship for Saskatchewan as well. So there's definitely that family curling in the blood. And he's grateful to have his dad on board behind the bench and talks about that special relationship they have.
Whoa. Close.
Whoa. Curl.
Skip Stone's in 5. Matt Dunstone.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
That is a rocket. He'll move both yellow.
Hey, Matt.
But again, the door's still open for BC to get a pair here.
There have been 3 opportunities in this end for BC to convert. This is yet another.
Hi, Matty.
Right?
Yeah. You just roll here. It seems like a deuce if you just make the roll.
So after the measurement, it was just 2. So 3-1. Carruthers leads Scott Howard, Ontario.
Oh, you just roll to center?
He's got to hit it.
I think he does.
I think we're
Well, even if we roll to center, how does he draw and get shot?
And if we knows, we knows.
Yeah, nose isn't the worst, but I like to roll a little for sure.
Yeah, I just don't want to be too aggressive because I know it's straight here. That's what I'm saying. Just throw something like a heavy hack.
I've seen board, like Jay just threw board. It's basically the same line. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
You just cannot lose your shooter. You've heard them talk about it. They'd like to roll a little bit to the broom side where
Similar
Alex
to your
is,
weight, like
but
forward-ish.
you cannot roll out.
Try to roll to the center line?
Roll to center. Like, nose isn't terrible.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Jay's was board weight. Like, that moved up nice. Okay. Throw well.
I'm gonna aim for like a heavy hack with an ad. I don't want to
Yeah.
always throw it in this spot.
Yeah, for sure.
As Catlin resets in the hack, we'll update you Northern Ontario, Newfoundland, Labrador, and 1 to come here from the skip, Andrew Simmons.
Well, he's trying to make the triple because he cannot score unless he does.
Whoa.
Yep!
Whoa. Whoa! Yep! Hard!
In our feature, the hit and stick. 1, 2, 3, all moving, but that one red stone will not go far enough. So a great effort, but a steal and a 4-3 lead for Northern Ontario.
Well, you saw the hit and the stick, so not the double for Matt, but he'd like to hit and roll on top. So roll to the right to take away the value of that yellow stone and force Catlin to take 1.
We just saw that shot, Kathy, from Brad Jacobs. It was Brad Jacobs in his play during the Brier and Edmonton, and especially those Olympic curling trials that Brad and his team won, that really sparked Matt's interest in the game. He loved the way that Brad competed, the fire, the intensity, and he called it basically making curling cool, and a sport he really wanted to step up his game. And unfortunately, oh my goodness. Wow.
And that has been
Hey, Matty.
a struggle for Matt today. Just, I don't know whether he's putting them back or just not seeing the ice. He's much better than that.
Matt, too, like same time.
And out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same weight as the third end.
That's why I didn't throw mine very
It's been a weird game, Kathy. He got the break in 2. That slash, he scored his 3. And a tough one there, unforced error.
What do you have on that?
And you see the coach that they have. It's Adam Kingsbury. You've seen Adam many times before. And obviously he's there to basically help out this team in moments just like that.
Yeah, it's about, it's not a technical coach. It is a performance-based coach. You know, what is your behavior and how do you respond and how do you recover from things like that?
I think we're there right now.
And when you look at the scoreboard, the 3 that pops out for Dunstone was not a called shot. So for Matt, just a little bit shaky. It'll be an opportunity for Adam Kingsbury to spend some time with him at the break.
No.
You hear the crowd here behind the Regina kid, a draw and 3, so he takes advantage. A lot of support in the crowd. Catlin said his company bought a box, clients, family, friends in the house, a lot of support. It's a 4-4 tie.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties Facial Tissue, unleash the Scotties. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Sunday morning, the Queen City. We're in Regina for this year's Canadian Men's Curling Championship. A lot of snow the last few days. Inside the building, BC battling back. And a good effort as they took advantage of that miss from Matt Dunstone. Catlin Schneider draws in, and Kathy, we have a 4-4 tie.
Well, the threes really pop out at the board, and in very different ways. Matt Dunstone was calling an angle, and he got one, but a very sharp one to get a fortunate 3 and 2, and then just wasn't able to make the hit in 5 that led to the 3. The balance, well, 3 of the players from BC are pluses, especially the skip, Catlin Schneider. It's tied up, but it has been momentum moving BC's way.
After 5, brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Colton Lott, see Ryan Harden chatting things over. We're all tied up. We'll step aside from Regina. Final 5 next.
Kevin Cooey's one of the most dynamic players in Canadian history. His ceiling is astronomical, and he has a way of elevating his game in Canadian championships. So, yeah, he can be a one-man wrecking crew.
I think they're playing as well as they have. They'll obviously have the extra energy. They'll be the hometown favorites. They're a really good team, and I think they're getting better, so that'll be a fun game.
There's Kevin Cooey, and then there's Brier Kevin Cooey. And when that second guy shows up, he can be dangerous. A 1-1 record, the 4-time Brier champ, taking on Mike McEwen, who has looked brilliant thus far in those Saskatchewan colors. Can't wait. Later on today, that is a feature. Drop 5, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. As Joanne, Vic, Russ, Kathy will have you covered this afternoon on TSN. So, Kathy, back to our feature in a 4-4 tie. A tough miss for Matt Dunstone. And in having a conversation with him before the championship began, the one thing that really stood out to me about this young man, we've seen him grow up with curling.
Yes.
He played junior. He won those 2 championships, goes to Worlds there. And what he told me is that now at the Brier, he feels he belongs. The first few times you play the big guns, you're not sure if you belong. He knows he does now. And he said his perspective from the junior days back then, it was life or death. You lost the game, you missed a shot, it was like the world was ending. He's like, not anymore. I'm in a great headspace. I'm in a better place. And that's all part of growing up and parking those losses and learning from them and just becoming a more mature person and player.
Well, for sure, and you don't look too much further than Adam Kingsbury on the bench. That is what he's also about, is keeping your perspective and keeping your balance and not living and dying with every shot. But it would have been an interesting conversation after 5, because the Matt Dunstone we've seen in the first 5 is not the Matt Dunstone we saw last year. They made a conscious decision to play far less this year because they knew they were coming.
Okay, quite a bit of line early.
He said yesterday to Vic and myself that he came in feeling more rested.
Whoa,
but are you as prepared technically? That's the question.
Whoa.
Line only, back 4.
Okay, we can wait now. Stay close though.
Back 8.
Might come down hard here.
Heavy.
No.
It's 14-4.
No, never.
Yeah, I think so. Let's stop. Sit.
Sit, baby.
Good.
Okay, good.
Well, in other games, we look, Brendan Bottcher 90 yesterday, 78 today. That's an interesting sort of a switch. For Trevor Bonneau, timing matters. He is being out-curled by Simmons, but he's making the right shot at the right time. Well, the Carruthers team, skipped by Brad Jacobs, they are strong throughout, and it was a slow start. That's the front end is being out-curled by a considerable amount by the Carruthers team, and of course, the fortune smiled on Matt Dunstone early in this game.
Only if you have to. Lots of line. Curl. He's not curling, guys. Curl. Whoa, 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 straight. Hard.
All right, great weight.
Good weight.
Not terrible.
Or like the Reds?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that. It might be the freeze.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
Even for how short of it, like
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
three rock might kind of come off a couple feet.
Okay.
That's good
This
ice.
side should be a little bit heavier than the other side.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay.
Okay, lines of hair tight.
So look,
Hard line.
we're top four.
Sterling trying to corner freeze the stone.
Oh, that's not good.
Does not want to
Curl,
tap it up.
curl.
Line's good.
Just biting
Curl,
more.
Jay. Really curl. Really curl. Far as it goes. Curl.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Not bad.
Well, the extra weight tapped it to shot, but he wanted to get to the inside so that he would not line something up for Matt. And with last rock, Matt wants the front gone.
Clean up. Whoa. Whoa. Clean up. Whoa. Very nice.
The cleanup from Colton.
Okay, so we want like halfway-ish.
Yeah, halfway, 2/3, good.
Keep it that way through on that high guard.
That's good weight.
Okay, line's good.
That's it.
Halfway. Maybe a little high.
Yeah, I thought it was just a hair line.
1, 2.
Try not to kill the line.
Okay, we're halfway.
Line's pretty good.
Halfway high.
Go ahead if you need. Yep. No, it's over curling if anything now.
I think curl.
Halfway.
Curl.
Yeah, just Alex.
Curl.
Just Alex. No.
Go.
Just keep going for weight. That's a good shot. Nice.
Good sweep, boys.
Nice sweep.
My only other thought was try something like this and...
Okay.
What do you see?
Just to the hack.
Just to the hack?
Yeah.
Well, Matt was wondering what BJ felt more comfortable with. The other option is that you can slash that yellow guard, that is the center guard, towards the Reds, maybe get one of the Reds to spill into the house and open up the front.
Heavy hack. Clean.
But for BJ can see enough of the stone, about
clean.
half
Clean.
from the hack, so chasing.
Curl. Curl. Come on, Pete.
Come on, dig.
Hard! Hard!
Dig.
Little wick off the red.
Okay. Good.
And still shot stone is BC back 4. Let's check in again. Carruthers, Howard on sheet C, Kathy.
And an opportunity for Scott to get 2 back and to tie this game. Already lying 1. This is the draw for 2, looking for full 12.
Go down the same line. Gonna slide better. You're down the same. It's running a lot straighter. Hasn't curled yet. Are you sure? Looks really heavy. At times,
You can hear
really
Mather's those comments. It looks heavy, and it appears to be heavy. Has to stop in time, and an unforced error there. Just a single, and Carruthers leads 3-2 with Hammer after 6.
Nice to kill both yellows. It's kind of what I'm seeing.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's either that or you hit it back onto the
Kathy,
elbow.
it was one of your
Pardon
points
me?
off the top of the
Yeah, it's either
broadcast
that or
this
you hit it
morning.
back
Figuring the
onto the
ice
elbow.
out, paths, how fast it is, and just trying to get a handle on the ice from Chief Ice Technician this week, Greg Owasco.
Hack weight.
Hack, yep. A little less. Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Same weight. Clean.
Whoa.
Updates continue.
Whoa.
Kathy, Northern Ontario, Newfoundland, and Labrador.
Well, and Simmons is being forced here. There is a redstone that is shot, but it is covered by 2 guards. So no way to get to the Northern Ontario stone. Needs a bite of the forefoot for the single.
Good, clean it. If it's deep, don't clean it.
If it's heavy, stop.
Well done, Andrew. There you go. It will stop, and a 4-4 tie after 6.
Russ used to give out those kind of tips as well.
The world-class analyst and information. There you go.
I do.
He wasn't wrong.
I think
was
I know
not
how to
wrong.
make this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it a couple times, so I
Easy
think
then,
it's
or-
like easy right there.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah. Thick half.
Yeah.
Yeah, without last rock, Catlin cannot leave that many redstones lying around.
Easy weight, roll it under the those corners there.
Yeah, okay.
Easy, you said?
Easy, yeah. I saw one of you guys threw this, or like I think it was Jay.
Jay did.
And it pretty much just like didn't really do much the whole way, right?
Going towards the wall, I think this might do a little more than...
Yeah, well, I gave
think
you
your ice
just a
was
little
good.
more ice, and you didn't roll quite far enough. Remember that earlier in the game?
Yep.
I think this will be good.
With
I
any
think-
weight, the sweeper should be able to keep it there.
Throw it well. We're a little hard.
Wait a little bit.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Close, clean, yep.
Skip Stone's here in 6. Catlin Schneider.
Hard.
Hard, go. Hard.
Really got it. Go.
Hard.
Middleton, what a scrub, trying to hold that, and they'll clip that red. In the meantime, the updates continue. Botcher, Scoffin, Sheeday, and final stone, the outturn from Brendan Botcher.
Well, I mentioned yesterday Brendan was 98%. He was 78 after 5, but he has an opportunity to break this game open that is currently tied. Chance for 3.
Great sweep.
Ben Hebert, all he's got, you could hear it, great sweep to get it over. And there's a little breakthrough in that game.
Good scrub, buddy. 11-1.
A 3 spot.
Great sweep.
Team Alberta. Brendan Botcher, 5-2.
Nice throws, Watch.
Thanks.
11.
Just board weight. Okay.
Well, comfort
We're
with
rolling
the
your
ice
way.
continues to be a story, Muddy. Catlin was very sure they could keep it there, whether he was a little soft on release or he got to an inside point that curled way more than he thought it would.
Ice, I guess.
I don't know. We've seen a couple changes already. Like, I don't know if it's temperature, but we've seen it kind of straighten out. Now it seems to be moving a bit.
And that is unsettling as a last rock thrower, not only for your stones that you're throwing, but where to put the broom for your team if you're not confident. And sometimes that has nothing to do with the ice. It's just your reading of it.
Board weight.
Whoa.
Well, it's minus 12 outside. A lot of snow forecasted here, Kathy, so it has been very cold.
Hard,
Outside
Ryan.
of the building here at
Hard, Ryan.
Brand
Hard,
Center.
Ryan. You're moving it.
And we'll stuff the yellow. Now, who is... They're 1-2, Kathy. Are they third? It's close.
I'm looking at the one at the top and the one at the
two
back.
right now?
I think it is
two,
just
yeah.
2.
I
Yeah.
don't want to get too close to that one.
Yeah.
I think board kind of right on the end of Montana's there is.
Yeah. I'd hate to go this turn and take more ice
Yeah,
now and it not
yeah,
curl.
yeah, I
right?
agree, yeah.
So I'm thinking like heavy hack to board, kind of like there.
Yeah, I was thinking board
It's-
was a little tighter, so heavy hack's probably close to that.
Yeah. If the weight's right, it'll come in there at the end.
Yeah, it
like
will.
theirs are at the
Yeah.
end. They just run for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the shot selection is the same. They do believe that it is shot stone. So you're playing the hit and rolling somewhere in this area. But the turn that Catlin would like to play, he's now nervous because he's not sure if he takes more ice, if it's going to run out. So he's playing the less, probably from the hack, it's the less pretty view because you're playing with stones in your vision versus playing the other way, but you have to play what you think you're going to make.
Knowing that path, Kathy, that's more important than anything at this point.
It is, and just really uncertain about the out turn.
Well, having confidence in the path you choose. The intern's on the way here in 6.
Really got a curl. Whoa.
Keep going.
Maybe that thin double now. 1, and over the top as Neufeld's on it. And the opportunity comes right back for Dunstone. The hit for 3.
Okay.
Nice, Matty.
Out-turn board.
Okay. And Kathy, it's not like, you know, it's bad releases or missing the broom. It's what you talked about off the start of the broadcast. It's the paths of the ice and getting caught and just trying to figure it out.
You have to map it and you have to feel confident with it, because if you don't and you think it's a little too much, then you get it going a little bit or you put it back. And Catlin's frustration is this is still a new team for him and releases are different, and so they're going to do different things.
He told me he learned a lot playing with guys like Jim Cotter, John Morris, and absorbing the information from those great players. But in tough here, if Matt Dunstone can convert, pick up 3. Final stone in 6.
Right to it.
And it is right to it. On the nose for 3. And a bounce backhand and shot for Dunstone. Still scratching his head, but the runner-up from last year up by 3 after 6. There is overhead view of the Brand Center, home to the Western Hockey League's Regina Pats. Connor Bedard starring here. And the Canadian women starring here as well. The rivalry series was played here. It was Game 6, a 3-0 win. And they went on to win, actually, 4 straight to take the series in 7. And a reminder, the inaugural season of the Professional Women's Hockey League continues. Boston, Toronto, Wednesday, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on TSN. A lot of greats over the years playing for this franchise. Connor Bedard, the latest, as he was the first player ever, exceptional status in the Western League to play, and now he's starring in the National Hockey League. But it's the Curling Stars, center stage here this week at the Brier, and look at that, the trading of threes and the bounce back for Matt Dunstone in 6. Kathy.
Good. 2/3 tight.
And unfortunately, both teams will look back and not say those were exceptional threes. They were threes essentially given to each other by very surprising misses. It has been a struggle for both teams this morning, putting the broom in the right spot, throwing the right weight for where the broom is. Lots of confusion and perplexion on both skips' faces today.
Normal.
Okay. In turn. Okay. Sliver low.
Wait's good.
Whoa.
Close.
Curl. Whoa. Straight. Other way. Okay, good.
Sterling will get 2 to go.
Just a little big.
A bite the forefoot's probably pretty good pull.
It's interesting, one of the things that Matt said when they set their schedule of being in a very unique situation of knowing that they would be at this Brier was to not have to run to event and burn yourself out during the course of the year trying to chase points. They chose events wisely. They spent more time doing training.
Little bump.
And he made sure to point out that the last number of years, and even in looking at the Scotties, the teams that did the best were teams that didn't win provincials. There used to be a theory that you needed the adrenaline rush from winning a provincials to win a Canadian championship. Well, you look at the two teams that were in the Canadian women's final, Jennifer Jones, Rachel Holman. Those were the two teams that knew they were coming to the event. And so for Matt, he's taking some strength from that, thinking if they can do it, why can't we?
Kathy, Ben Hebert told me the exact same thing, and Ben's been around, and he said...
As succinctly?
Well, pretty close. That literally, you know, if you know you're already qualified, and then being in a provincials, it's just you don't have the juice. You're not geared up like you normally would be, and it's just not the same.
Go back 4.
Line's good, clean.
Just tee back 4.
Tee back 4,
back 8. Back 4.
Try to keep those stones in play, but tap them back.
Straight now. That's pretty good.
What he did say though was that what is great is that then you have teams like the Aaron Slachinskis of the world that get battle tested, and other young teams come up and get that experience in a great provincial final or the run through provincials. So.
All right, logging on. He's good.
Well, and we were talking, so provincial championships are huge, but look at the recent Scotties champions. These are teams that have pre-qualified. So it used to be that the Team Canada teams really struggled at a Canadian championship. Brad Gushu sure got it figured out, and Carrie Anderson demonstrated very clearly you didn't have to win a province to win Canada. As Team Canada, she was able to do that again and again. And we know at the end of this season, Brian, the top 3 teams in men's and women will be given their spot into next year's Thunder Bay Scotties and Kelowna Brier. And so those teams can then plan their season very differently, knowing that they're going to the show.
2020 was the last year that provincial or territory won and then went through to win the championship.
Get a little inside with Hack.
If we don't, that's not good.
Yeah, if you don't, it's not.
Maybe.
Don't think so?
I mean, I threw this run. It kind of curled a little bit.
I like the run then.
It's not even that good if he just knows it. It's not great for us, so I think we got to play this.
Okay, it's just a sliver high then.
Normal.
Okay.
Just a concern that even if you get to the nose of the red one just thrown, you tap. But at this point, that cluster that is in the 4-foot is going to make it really difficult to score multiple points. Big shot for Jason, the only member of the team that was not a plus at the 5th end break for Team BC.
Yeah! Hard! Really got to go, Sterling. Okay.
Clips 2 reds, and it is Shotstone, BC.
Good sweep.
Just waiting for that sucker to curl.
So close.
All right, try and give you guys the pound less.
Yeah.
Easy early if you can. I got same or a little bit more. I got no line. More weight. 4. Yeah, back.
Update time. Sheet C, Kathy Carruthers and Howard.
Well, that shot stone belongs to Scott Howard. Came down on his last stone and tapped a red stone, so there were 2 Carruthers stones back there, and moved one out. He is right to the nose. It is a small port, so for Brad Jacobs, needs to get through the port and get to the nose for the single.
Clean. Yep.
Jacobs, the Olympic gold medalist from Sochi.
Whoa, curl.
Brier champion Edmonton, 2013.
Curl distance. Go, 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 go.
Can you chip it over?
Little tap, and it will be good for the 1.
Thanks. Yep. 1 red. Good sweep, guys. Good call, Ram. Yep. That's a big point.
There you go. 4-2 after 7.
He is so positive.
Heavy.
Clean.
Back 4, back 8.
Whoa,
back 8.
Whoa.
We're hard.
Can't.
Back 12 almost.
No, that's way too much.
What do you want to do?
The back one?
Yeah, hard.
Back one.
Go ahead.
Whoa, whoa.
Hard roll
Chisel,
through it.
chisel.
Okay.
Hard on the 2. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
That is one of the most difficult parts, but people either have that skill or not, and that's to call the audible. You get the information really quickly. He's heavy. What is the call that you're going to make? Sometimes you're going to be right. Sometimes you're going to be wrong. BC got caught right in the middle of the 2.
That's happened though, Kathy, unfortunately, to this team, I'd say 4 or 5 times this morning.
Agreed.
You like board with the out?
I don't hate either.
Hmm?
Whatever you're seeing.
Like, I think we get more action with the in to get into here with board. It's a little bit of guess how much it's going to go.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nice curl.
This we're going to get nice flat.
Yeah, if you're seeing whatever you want to throw, I'm easy.
Board right there?
Okay.
Even less.
Yeah, that looks good.
Trying to hit thin half.
I think half is really good.
Hit and roll
Half.
into the mix between the reds. Might even pop up and move that yellow on the right side out a little bit.
Yeah, I thought you were a little bit softer.
Little soft.
Little soft on the last.
So a little soft, talking about not the speed, but how Matt throws it, the crispness that he lets go of the stone.
Heavy.
Oh, no.
That's good.
Control weight.
Curl.
Hitting the guard.
Curl.
Not sharp, Kathy.
No.
Just not sharp this morning. Now, that being said,
Hey, Matt.
find a way to win the games where you don't have your best, and that's the difference when it comes to a game like this and a week like this.
Looks really hard to get to nose because you gotta get this one back here.
I'm kind of seeing this run.
That's the only shot I see. Yeah, it's the only one.
You have to run it
Kinda
straight
weak,
back.
though.
I don't think you gotta whip it. I was seeing like we've thrown normal twice here now. It's gonna curl an inch or 2. Just a millimeter high, eh? Okay.
And there's Alex's experience. I keep thinking about Marcel Rock and talking to him at the Scotties, and he said, we don't personalize the ice. We don't hate it or like it. It's just the ice, and you have to embrace it. And I think that for Matt Dunstone, we heard his first release was soft, his second one was crisp. Well, it's not the ice, it's how you're letting go, and that's why you're getting different results.
I thought of Marcel Rock for another reason when E.J. Harnden had that fan to deal with. Marcel Rock back in the day in Saskatchewan. That was Saskatoon.
He was going to take him off.
He was going to take that fan. Anyways, I digress, but...
Weight's good.
Trying to run it straight back. Just off nose.
Close.
Clean. Girl! Girl! Girl!
Catlin Schneider running back, and he'll get the 1 red.
Maybe a little firm, if anything.
Really? Same way as yours.
Good throw.
So close. Just didn't get that finish Jay got. Was that a little heavier than you?
Yeah, maybe a touch.
Looked
Maybe
like it
a
had
half
more
second,
rotation.
but it tried. It looked like it was going to go again.
And there's a great testament to, you heard Alex say, we've seen this a couple times. Here's what it does. But if you throw a little bit more weight, it's going to run a little bit straighter.
Quarter.
Yeah, quarter we
Probably
might.
not.
Do you like this over the roll under?
I think so.
The third one, right?
I think just inch less, Beach.
As Matt Dunstone settles in, it looks like it is Shotstone Botcher right now on sheet A with one to come from Scoffin.
And this is not the draw. Thomas is looking at running that corner guard straight in to remove the Botcher stone. If he can nut it and stay right on the nose, it's for 2.
Meantime, a heater from Dunstone, and clean up aisle 1. Yellows disappear, and he is the Shotstone, and the room is down for the blank. In the feature, Thomas Scoffin, final stone over on sheet A. Down by 3. Oh, the audible. He'll spill the yellow in for shot Stone. It has been that kind of morning here in Regina. Just a lot of sheepish grins.
Sorry, just a little tight on release.
Well, one more look.
Just over curled, but managed to get that little bit of it.
And a blank in our feature. Yeah, there's been some looks like that. The sheepish grin. We saw one from Matt Dunstone, one from Thomas Scoffin, and a blank on the board in our feature. 7-4, Manitoba leads here from Regina. The Montana's Brier underway here on TSN. It's the opening weekend, the first Sunday. And a 3-draw day kicking off on this Sunday morning. Glad you're watching our coverage. A blank on the board, so here in 8, Manitoba leading by 3. And it is Caitlin Schneider, BC, with hammer.
Odd. Like that.
Great numbers, as you saw Ryan glance a peek. Him and Alex Horvath, some nice curling.
Some great curling, nothing to choose between the two. They have both set up their teams very well.
Yep. Back 4. Yep. T. Clean. Yep. Whoa. Back 4.
A couple of choices for Caitlin. He could have stacked the guards on one side, but he's elected to have them on both sides.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just make sure that one's deeper.
Oh,
It's good.
it's quite good.
Very nice, Cole. Great job.
Shot, Cole.
Caitlin taking a look if he can get around.
Stand up beside it, it's okay.
So he essentially used that stone moved over by Colton as a double guard.
This will curl at the end, so just stay close.
They're completely different. Yours are the same way. Yeah.
And the plus for Sterling.
Oh, a little heavy.
I like the weight.
Hey, line's a little tight. Line's tight.
We're gonna need to go around.
Okay, easy
T
now.
line.
Line's good.
Clean.
Back 4, T.
Line's good.
Back 4.
Well done.
Clean. Yep.
Back 4.
Just me and Fred.
Hard.
Back 4
Whoa.
still. Back 8 almost.
Okay, that's good.
Trying to loop around that corner.
Nice shot.
Nice feet, guys.
So it's the 4th shot Stone.
That almost looked like it grabbed before the hog, like it just went sideways.
Did you guys get a time on it? I had 14.3. Okay. So it's good speed.
And at this point, it really doesn't matter that it's fourth shot. It's in the house and it's buried. And that's the key. It forces Colton to chase.
Good line.
Wait.
So talk some strategy for us here, Kathy. You're chasing, and there's a lot of different ways you can play.
High.
Could you rip the guard here?
For Matt?
Yeah.
He could, for sure. That's an option. But at this point, he's trying to keep control of this game.
Hard! Freeze this. We're not there, Matt.
Oh, boy.
Wow, that is
A tough one.
a good 8 feet short, if not more.
It's not a bad result.
No, it turned out fine because you've blocked off again. You're going to force Caitlin to try to lop around one more time, I suspect.
Now they're doing this.
Okay.
Or you can roll it. Like we gotta nose it.
Sure.
Normal.
You can nose it, or he could ask Sterling to go around again, given he's just thrown in that path.
Pretty tight ice.
With that guard being a little further out, you lop around during the 8-foot, you might be second shot.
It's one of the many reasons, Kathy, I love this sport. There's just so many ways you can play,
Always.
different calls, different strategies.
Close. Whoa.
And at the end of the day, you just got to
Curl,
make what
curl,
you call.
You bet.
Curl, curl.
Good, good, good.
Shot.
Good.
Nice double from Sterling.
Sweet.
Let's go. Just can't nose.
Yeah.
Turn to your like.
I'd like to throw the intern.
Yep.
And the reason you
Like
can't
intern
nose
board?
is if you nose, you set
Board.
up the double
Yep.
with the red stone that is buried underneath the corner guard. So for BJ, the key is rolling.
Good board. Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Hard!
Hard, Cole.
Hard! Hard!
They wanted that roll.
Yep,
And a little flip. It'll bite the 8. And that's the because the double is there to have 2 buried behind the corners.
As soon as you can.
Bet.
Okay.
You hit a half, you're rolling out.
Okay.
Third.
So you're probably throwing.
Never cross.
And right now it's BJ with the plus on Jason.
Gotta be like.
You can throw either turn. Maybe you can throw the out turn with normal or the in turn with like easy. So, or in turn with normal, out turn with easy.
I've seen in turn with normal.
I've seen that too.
It's pretty straight here.
Yeah.
Yep.
How thin is it?
It's like take a third.
Well, you
to
want
stay.
a third.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, same weight I threw in that run.
You hit it thicker
You
than a
gotta get real
third, you
tight
go
to that
across the
guard.
top of the second one and thinner. You won't keep your shooter
I like
right
that.
there, which is what they'd like.
Maybe less now. Do you like that or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lots of weight.
Whoa.
Firm.
Close. Whoa, curl.
Yes, sweet.
Hard.
Jason Ginter
Whoa. Whoa.
wants the
whoa.
double.
Nice shot, Jay.
1-2, sticks it behind cover. And BC has a chance to create a little something here in 8.
Well, great shot by Jason.
Good sweep.
Well thrown.
I don't know what sweep meant, but
Nice.
good.
Update time. Trevor Bonneau out of the Fort William Curling Club in Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario, taking on Newfoundland and Labrador. And you can see right now those 2 yellow stones are shot.
Andrew Simmons' final stone, he was already lying 1, was trying to bury around the 2 guards, and he did, but he came deep. And so for Trevor Bonneau, does not need to tap a stone back. He's looking to throw it into the 4-foot for the single.
Okay, well, that's just piece of 4, guys. Make sure. Easy, easy. Looks pretty good.
And our feature, BJ Stone, will grab and be shot stone. And nice draw weight as Trevor Bonneau.
Sorry, you both down, so I was worried. Sorry.
5-4 lead over Newfoundland and Labrador. That's been a tight one back and forth all morning long.
You like that? Wide
You
side?
need back line.
I don't
Just
hate it.
back. Just throw back 8. We'll sweep it.
Back 8. Do I need
Might
more
be a
out
hair
here?
heavier out here.
I think you're aiming for back line on your hand.
Back line?
Yeah.
This looks like if we come to the back yellow, we're not shot. So
No, let's just.
let's aim like, and if we're a little short, like if we're just T-line, that's fine. Right?
Yeah, definitely going to be a little slower up here.
I'm thinking back line just through will be good.
Well, this
Did you
is
see
a
much what I gave
really
you on that
tricky
tap last
spot.
time?
Couple feet more.
Yeah? Okay, couple
We
more
have
than
not seen any rocks this far out. It is on the crowd side. So sometimes you get a little bit of heat coming off of the crowd. It is right against
line.
Early.
the rubber where the
Hard.
broom was being held.
Clean.
We're a little light.
Clean. Clean. Yeah.
Good.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Back 12.
Clean.
Wait
Curl. Straight. Curl. 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 You got a good one. Got a girl. Got a. Keep going. Keep going.
Little tap, and that is a good one. For now, it is BC lying 3 with hammer and 8.
2 really good shots by Jason Ginter. We showed that he did not have the plus head-to-head against his opposing third, but those 2 great shots, what a difference.
Does that look like
Back line.
How's that look to you?
They held it good.
all over the guard, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
Have to be careful.
Good toss.
Hack right on the nose.
Yeah.
Just to the hack?
Just to the hack, yeah.
I don't have tons of it.
That's what I was thinking here.
Yeah, I think it's more a back line shot, Beach.
Okay.
I agree. Same.
Update again, Carruthers, Howard, Sheetsy.
Well, lots of pressure on Scott Howard as he sits in the hack looking at the 4. He can score by making a nose hit. Cannot afford to roll too far either side.
Yep.
Reed Carruthers, a Brier champ, world champ with Jeff Stoughton back in the day.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can always go into that one.
And Scott, a must make, and he will. Gets within 1 after 8.
Thanks. Thanks.
That Worlds for Reed, by the way, was right here in Regina. Here comes that yellow. Good scrub. Colton Loft, Ryan Harnden. The tap, the roll, and shot stone for now is Team Dunstone.
Well, that is brilliant brushing all of the way down by Harnden and Lott to keep that stone from moving over. Colton right over the head of his brush, did not lift for a second. So close to that top guard.
That came down.
It just, if he kind of back lines it, he could probably still lie 3.
Yeah. Then it might be the same shot.
Yeah, or if he doesn't, if he rolls, I don't know if it's possible for him to roll far enough where we have a double.
I don't think he can stick his shooter.
Yeah, well, if he can't stick a shooter, that's for sure the same.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And you can see Caitlin Schneider with the edge so far this morning.
Okay. And with Matt rolling underneath, Caitlin's trying to throw quiet weight.
Like, I think it'll move in here
Yeah,
once it crosses the line, it'll curl.
Get the finish.
Okay, throw it well.
Tap that redstone back to lie 3.
Weight's good.
Back 12.
We're a little light. Just tee back
easy.
four.
I just think
Good.
Back four.
Yep.
Mine's good.
Whoa.
Back four.
Room.
Whoa.
Back 8.
Mine's good.
Curl.
Back 8.
Yep.
Yep. Back 4, back 8.
Curl.
We're not tapping it much.
Pass the curl.
Whoa, whoa, curl.
Hard, 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 hard.
Curl.
Keep going, Jay.
Good
Keep
brush,
going.
Ginter to carve it over, little tap. And they lie 1, 2, and 3. One more time.
Good line call off.
Well, really nice patience
shot.
and
Are we 1, 2,
control
3?
weight, great brushing, and a really good line call by Alex Horvath.
Nice. Later. Speed's nice here.
Oh, it's
and then back 4. Yeah. That works.
It's tough to say.
A blank and 8 over on sheet A, so it is Bosher with hammer up by 2.
Really fast in here, eh?
Yeah, you're like a 55.
I can think like 15.
Yeah.
High 14, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, pressure shot for Matt Dunstone now facing 3. This is not about tapping the stone back. He's trying to freeze on top.
Line's good.
Little bump.
Line's good.
Back 4. Little bump. Back 8.
Get.
Whoa, room!
Line's good.
Cannot
Little
bounce
bump.
on this line.
Get.
Little bump.
Only. Whoa. Get. Hard line. Whoa. Whoa. Get.
Bump it a little
Get. Get.
Yes!
Whoa.
Matt Dunstone locks it right on, Kathy, and that was wonderful communication and a much-needed team shot.
Sweet, guys.
You heard BJ all the way talking about the line, so he's giving the sweepers more information than just yup or no.
Higher, I guess.
I think that's as good as we could do.
I think it's gonna. The way I'm gonna throw it, it'll probably run.
Yeah. Quarter?
Thin as I can hit it, really.
Quarter rock?
So trying to rip this sideways, Kathy.
Well, he's trying to rip it sideways, and if he is able to rip it sideways, even if he catches this one, it might go on to there anyway.
Yeah, let's do it. I like it. Like, it looks like a thin quarter gets out of there even.
Thin quarter goes sideways. He'll probably connect with the yellow behind it, but it should go directly onto the red zone behind it as a catcher.
So you have those 2 red catchers. Wonder if that one yellow is biting at the very back. If you could ever scooch the reds sideways, somehow get lucky and click the 2 reds as well. I mean, we've seen it all this morning. Here we go, Catlin Schneider, final stone at 8. What can he get here? Oh, he'll drive it right by. Misses entirely, and a steal of 1.
1 red.
That close. You could hear him desperately wanting a little more curl right at the end as he goes right by. Tough one. Welcome back to our Montana's Brier coverage here in Regina. You see a score of 3 times. First time that's happened so far early in the week, obviously, here in Regina, but an 8-4 advantage now for Dunstone.
Keep going.
That steal of 1 and 8,
Okay,
and just a tough result there for Catlin Schneider.
Well, it was a combination of 2 things. A really good shot by Matt Dunstone on both of his. Some great brushing on his team, but for Catlin, when you're throwing that much weight, you have to be so precise, and he was so close to chipping it out the door, maybe for 3, but just went by the outside.
Never higher than top 8 here.
Got to go for that.
Come on, guys. Don't worry about lines. Hard, guys.
But if you're Team BC, you know you've already scored 3 in this game. You know you had a chance for 3 last end, and so you stay the course and try to close that gap.
Yeah, that went a long way. Pardon me? That went a long way.
The no-tick rule now, the 5-rock rule, there is a chance to try generate some offense. You see the 2 corners are up for Team BC.
I threw this back 8 last end.
Yeah, similar.
Well, you know you'll always have rocks in play that your opponent can't remove
sliver more
initially.
Yeah.
They got a little late.
Middleton won a Canadian College Championship as well with Douglas College.
A little bit early.
Westminster, BC.
Gotta go.
Back in 2018
Where
in
are we?
Leduc.
Top 4.
I think we're heavier than that.
Keep going. Hard G. Still got it. Hard G.
Weight's good now.
Just G.
Line's
Line's
good.
good.
Whoa.
Line's good.
So much room.
Sit,
A lot of weight as well.
No.
Cannot.
Okay. Tough one.
You know, this is one of those games they'll have to, go back. The coach is obviously Catlin's father, Jamie Schneider. Their alternate is Brian Mickey. And just to talk about, not a sharp game and a lot of communication stuff, Kathy. I think that's been key.
It is communication more than anything, and Brian Mickey is one of the best, former world champion, and he is so good at team dynamics, and that'll be one of the things to share, because early on they missed some shots because they weren't communicating enough. They didn't get as much out of their shots as they could have. That is a learning process for sure.
What a shot from Colton Lott. Goes cross country, gets both corners.
Good shot, Colt. Good sweep, Pete.
That big weight ability.
Okay.
Well done.
And those blue hone inserts, the stones, they really bounce. There's a lot of action on those rocks.
There is. These stones were reconditioned this year. The striking bands are narrower, which means that there's more pop.
Clean.
Line only.
Clean. Oh, line's good.
All the way back there.
Okay.
Remember that final we showed in that little feature at the break, Rachel Holman, the shot where she runs back, hits the 2 yellows in the crotch, and it actually had so much action it bounced back into the 4. The lively stones. It's hard to explain to people, Kathy. I mean, competing on arena ice and your local club, just how different it is, how fast underfoot it is when you push out.
It's incredibly fast underfoot. You're at the hog line before you've had a chance to think about it. The rocks are more lively than curling club. There's so many differences, and that's why teams that don't have the opportunity to play on arena ice often, when they get here, there is a settling period until you figure it out.
We heard at one point Catlin talking with Jason about, you know, coming out of the hack, whether it was your foot speed or your push speed or release, and just making those adjustments here early in a competition.
Line only.
Are we by? Okay, well, we're not by.
We're
curl it, I guess, if you keep it through.
We need the red.
Yeah, even though it's day 3, these teams have only played one game, so completely fair for them to be learning. It's also the first morning draw.
Sorry, boys.
Morning draws are often different than afternoons and evenings. In terms of speed, in terms of what they do. The building is colder. It is a cold building in here this morning.
the intern.
Intern Peel.
The action opened up Friday night, and then, of course, the 2 draws yesterday afternoon, evening, in our first morning here on this Sunday morning in Regina.
Clean. Clean.
Throw beach.
So for BC, what can you use?
8 feet less?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the decision is to try to freeze the stone on the left as we look at it now.
It's better weight.
Okay, quite a bit of room.
I don't mind
Lots
it,
of room.
actually, Alex.
Line only.
I think we're pretty close.
Are we heavy?
Still heavy. Yeah, still a little heavy.
Are we around it?
We're back 8.
Yeah. Okay, we're going around it. Curl.
Can't really.
Can't really.
Curl. Yeah, go ahead. I think you can now. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
We talked so much about Matt Dunstone losing the final last year, knocking on the door. Remember the finals made by Brendan Bottcher year after year, and then in the Calgary bubble, he broke through and won his first, and he's looking for a win here versus Yukon and Scoffin.
Well, opportunities for multiple points. Thomas Scoffin tried to come down and freeze on his final, but he rolled into the open. That is the shot stone, and that is what Brendan is chasing.
Keep going. Keep going.
Good. Clean. 11-3. Nice watch. Good
And there's 3 points.
3 red, yeah. Thanks, Thomas. Good shooting, Joe. Good luck, Paul.
And that'll be handshakes.
Thanks, Trey. Good luck, bud.
So Brendan Bottcher, #1 team in the country, a 2-0 start, an 8-3 final. A loss for Scoffin. We saw Sister Bailey Scoffin competing at the Scotties in Calgary. And she competes as well at SAIT, the college there in southern Alberta.
Freeze the top.
Like the center?
Center line, yeah. Kind of like that last time, to be honest.
Okay. Right on that center one, hey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Updates continue, Kathy. Right next door, sheet B in the 9th end.
Well, an opportunity for Andrew to get 2 points and the lead in this game. Already line 1. Needs to get a bite of the forefoot for 2. Well, that's not a good sign. You point to the roof.
Yeah. Well, just clean it. I think you could go. Guys. I think you could go. Touch the red. Hard. You sure? Okay. 14-8. Nice sweep.
No problems whatsoever.
Yellow.
Beautiful. So 6-5, Newfoundland and Labrador leads.
This Simmons team is going to surprise a lot of people in watching the games that they've played. Very calm out there, makes a lot of shots.
The key shot is brought to you by BKT Tires, growing together. And Kathy, it came last end for Matt Dunstone.
Well, for Matt Dunstone, he's had some uncharacteristic misses this morning, but when he was forced in the last end to face 3 and try to freeze a stone down, he does tap it a little bit, but forces Catlin Schneider into a really difficult shot that he did not make. So pressure, he can take it.
Clean. Clean. Clean.
If you're Matt Dunstone and his
Very
team,
nice throw, Matty.
obviously it looks like they're going to win this one. How do you step aside and kind of debrief this one?
Well, I think it's really important that you do debrief this one. There's two different ways to debrief. One of them is execution. Then there's communication, and I think that communication has been fine. But then they've been fighting the ice. So BJ is such a calm guy. And then you have Adam Kingsbury back there who will talk about how they dealt with things. BJ was very calm about it. They need to chart and map the ice better so that Matt has more confidence when he's throwing. And they need to figure out what Matt's doing with his release.
The hit, the stick, and you can hear them discuss, do they want to go one more?
What do you think, guys?
I'll just huck him back.
Okay.
Yeah, get a couple centers up.
Okay.
Let's go, boys.
One more. Here, Catlin Schneider. 3-point advantage for Dunstone. Always exciting to be back at the Brier. The field, 18 teams, 14 provincial and territorial champs, 3 teams qualifying on CTRS points, the Canadian team ranking system. Of course, Team Canada and those teams Cooey, Dunstone, and Botcher when it comes to the points qualifying this year. And our feature, 8-5, the final. Dunstone in control. He's got the 3-point lead. He's got Hammer coming home here in 10.
Okay, we'll get it behind you.
Well, you heard Team BC discuss whether they wanted to play on, knowing that trailing by 3 without Hammer is really tough. And Catlin said, let's chuck them back. And I really support that. They don't play again until tonight. They'll take on Newfoundland and Labrador. And the challenge for BC this game has been some weight, and it has been broom placement. So why don't you try to figure it out so that you have confidence when you go into the game? It's different if you're down 6, but they're not.
And for Team Dunstone, I believe you check Kathy the bye tonight for his team.
Correct.
There's just no movement. So I was like,
You didn't give it much. I think we're halfway high.
Line's good.
Halfway
room.
high.
Lots of room, Jay. Go ahead. Go ahead, move it.
Keep going, yeah. Okay.
Good.
Well, you know, we talk about buys, and this is the team from New Brunswick, James Gratton's team, who got the bye this morning. And so they're here watching. They'll have a chance to throw a little bit after this draw. And the bye is something that everyone will get, and ideally you want it midway through the week when you're tired. For James coming off a loss, now they have to sit back and wait until later today to play. It's a long time when you're trying to figure out the ice. So watching it, well, that's one of the ways. They'll be out tonight. That's James' son, so proud to bring him as an alternate.
Halfway, tight.
Put the anchor down, boys.
That is Drew, Coach Dean Gratton, Andy McCann, Paul Dobson, Joel Kratz, and of course the skip, James Gratton.
We talked about Thomas Scoffin this morning. It's day 3, and it's his first game. It's so hard. You get to the Brier, you just want to play, and you got the bye.
I agree.
Elimination.
Clean, yep.
For BJ.
Yep.
Nice.
Picks them both clean. And that'll do it. Handshakes. It brings us to the game story. Brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue.
Well, threes really has been the story today. That first 3 wasn't pretty, but it was scored by Matt Dunstone, and then a 3 for BC, and then another 3 for Matt Dunstone. It has been an lopsided game. The numbers for Matt Dunstone may be 79. It's not a negative, but he will not be happy with his play.
Something they'll talk about and debrief, as you said, with Adam Kingsbury, their coach. But a win is a win.
You bet it is.
So they will take
Get
that.
me on the practice ice.
8-5 the final.
Well, I don't know if you just heard that. Matt said we need to find some practice ice. What that tells me is that there's something technically he's not happy with.
Lie to yourself. Don't lie to me.
The last Manitoba Brier win, we talked about London 2011. It was Jeff Stoughton over Glenn Howard. Reed Carruthers on the team at that time, and Manitoba and Dunstone.
Yeah, you can't be deep, because then he just does this.
A good win there.
Got to be here.
Yeah. All right, sheet B now. Let's check in, Kathy. We've showed you the updates all morning long. It is Newfoundland and Labrador. Andrew Simmons, they're talking things over, taking on Trevor Bonneau out of the Fort William Curling Club in Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario.
Trying to figure out where to put their second stone. Yellow does belong to Newfoundland Labrador. They are shot.
And that is a look. You saw Alex Smith in a really cool story. It's been 35 years between Brier appearances for Alex Smith. He was a third back in 1989, and he's now the lead for this team in Regina. Never quit and keep on grinding, and he is back at the big show. Very cool.
That's why we love our sports so much. As long as you're passionate about it, you can continue to play for a very long time.
So right now, shot stone is Newfoundland and Labrador as we take a look at Colin Thomas.
Where? Gotta go. Top four. Line's good. Fight top four.
Stephen Trickett and Smith on the brush.
Okay.
So that'll settle. Little biter, biting the 8.
I don't want to throw more than like back line. It's about it. I got about half. Come here. Yep.
Lots of time left on the clock for this Northern Ontario team.
You could do something with it. Is this some time? Is this a good time to bring Al down here or what? I'd love to be able to make that, but
as Mike McCarville comes down.
A little high with that 6, even with enough weight to kill it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and that just sets up a pretty easy double for the man to roll, right?
Yeah. I'm fine with Al.
You can see the time over their left shoulder. A lot of time for Northern Ontario.
How much time do we have?
Yeah.
We'll have tons of time.
Do I have to move that thing? Do I just go? Why do I just throw here?
Sure.
Does that help?
I'd like to get shot
Does that
rock.
help? Does that help us at all?
So we can get it to here. Sure.
Do I bring Al down here?
That's what I think too.
Okay, I like that.
Okay.
Just I'm throwing like just 4 feet more than I just did, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So it really wasn't a discussion about what to do. The discussion was more, what is the weight that you want to play? Get through the hole, the outturn, tap the red onto the yellow, not to remove it, but just to move it back far enough that you're shot.
One of the coolest things we've seen all season. Krista McCarville is the wife to Mike, who's settling in for this shot. And when they realized they had won, they were watching the stream, watching them win Northern Ontario. Their celebration, my goodness, they were so stoked for Mike and his teammates to qualify for the show. And now here in 10, he'll deliver the outturn.
Jordan Potts, the second. That's Sarah Potts' husband. It was a
very cool
team celebration.
Kurt, go, Kurt. Gotta go, Curty.
That's Curtis Bird.
Hard, hard.
Oh. We'll
okay.
Chisel the red. The red is shot stone.
A little heavy, eh?
Okay. Good.
Okay.
Hair more curl.
It's a little warm. There's a little more weight than I wanted to throw too.
Yeah. But you opened it.
Yeah.
Playing the freeze.
Excuse me.
Okay.
All right, boys. What do you think?
4 seconds, man. It is a little bit, touch slower. So
This is back. This is draw the button path again now, right?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, so
It's interesting. They're saying it's gotten a little bit slower, and we have seen that in
Freeze
previous
dead nose is
draws.
pretty good, or here inside. It's really good.
Andrew was an alternate for Brad Gushue back in 2011 in London. We saw him in Brandon in 2019.
Wait for it. Wait
skipping
for it.
the team that year.
Steven! Yes! Colin! Hard!
Line's good, but
Hard! Hard! Whoa, 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 whoa.
To the face, little
like a
tap,
shot.
shot stone, Newfoundland and Labrador.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yep.
The Red Walk went further than I thought it would. So the Red Walk went further than I thought.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be good.
So an update now on sheet C, Kathy, and we've been obviously bouncing around a little bit.
Yeah.
But with one rock to come, this looks to be a draw to force an extra.
It is. Brad Jacobs was playing a short run back on his final stone to try to pick out the yellow in the 12-foot, and it went across the top, made no contact with the stone, and rolled the shooter out. And so any kind of paint for Scott Howard ties this game.
Easy.
They're sort of the comeback kids, aren't they? That he made a brilliant shot to pick up a win in game number 1, and fighting back here needs paint to force an extra end against Reed Carruthers and Brad Jacobs.
No mistake.
So there you go. They're going to go one more, tied up at 6.
Nice shooting, boys. Nice shooting.
Great shots, Scotty.
Yeah.
Go, boys. That was a good throw. Too good.
Thank you.
Yeah. That went exactly where I thought it would.
Wade's good.
Where are we, guys?
Whoa!
So for Trevor Bonneau,
No, never
patience by the sweepers.
Where, guys?
Try to get the curl.
Curtis!
In his first Brier appearance, Trevor Bonneau.
Hard, Jordan! Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Will tap it through that little hole.
Shot.
And it is shot stone, Northern Ontario. 2 rocks to come here on B.
Shot, Trev.
Well, that's a lot of movement. We did not see that on sheet D where we started the day. Ball thrown.
Hard, Jordan! Hard, Jordan! Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, good shot.
This is going to be a big block.
He won a Canadian Mixed Curling Championship. Kathy, you talked about it. That was back in 2017.
You
and
can see it on the screen, too, eh?
went to the Worlds that year in Switzerland, winning a silver medal.
You would have to do that, right?
I like to hit and roll. Just bury a piece. You'll be up here. It's got to be careful with the tap. Very well has to do that. Whatever you're feeling.
I kind of like the same shot we just played and use this as a wick if we need it.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think you're throwing it. Throw what you want. It's fine with that.
Even if we bump it a foot and sit right here,
Yeah, he plays double.
it's a force.
Yeah.
Well, if we're here inside, if it's edge on edge, there's no double.
Okay, let's do it.
Play the draw. If it hangs, we can tap it back. If we could do this, just straight
yeah.
draw. There's a lot of options.
What are you playing, though?
Played it the same shot we just threw, the draw.
Okay.
And like I said, we got some options here.
Well, that is an
Maybe a hair
excellent
more
question
out.
asked.
Hair more. Yeah.
What are you playing? Because he's called 3 different shots. He talked about the draw.
And we have some
He
options
talked
here.
about
if it hangs, we can wick off. If it's
coming
heavy,
down
we can
and
tap.
tapping this stone back. That's different weight. And he's talked about the wick, but you really need to have one shot in your head. It's the draw, and it is
Basically
the
same shot I just threw.
responsibility of the person in the house to call the wick if you're a little bit heavy.
What was that last number you gave me? 82. Yeah. So 4? 4? 95.
The 4 or the 95 that you hear is 3.95 or 4.
Whoa, whoa. Not yet.
That's
not yet.
Backline to
Not
Hawk.
yet. No. Not yet. No.
And I'm behind this sheet, Kathy. It's out there right now. Has to make its move.
Hard! Steven! Hard, Steven! Hard! Hard!
Steven Trickett, little hit, little flip inside. Shot Stone for now. Newfoundland and Labrador.
I don't know if that's good or not.
Hard! Steven! Hard, Steven! Hard! Hard! Hard!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Well, it could be trouble.
Poke it further. Yeah, just firm is probably enough.
Take your time.
Come off your own, you can move the yellow out, and if you're fortunate and you happen to tick the other yellow as well,
Firm.
could be the pair that he needs for the win.
Trevor Bonneau settles in. Andrew can only watch now. Final Stone in 10. Northern Ontario down by 1. Needs 2 for the win.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, curl!
Nothing yet. Bird trying to curl it over. Bang the red. Move the yellow. Oh, he catches it. And it's enough for 2. What a shot for the win. Northern Ontario, I think just enough.
I do too. What a wonderful shot.
Great game, guys. Great game. Great game.
Trevor Bonneau. And the fans from Northern Ontario loud and proud in the house.
Yeah, buddy. Nice shot. Let's go, Curry.
One more look. Bang across and just tickles that yellow enough to get the 2. And a win for Trevor Bonneau here in Regina. There's that fist bump and a job well done. As they are on the board here. The Montana's Brier, 7-6 your final.
The 2024 Montana's Brier is proudly presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
Reed Carruthers, the peel of that red stone up top. Final game remaining here inside Brandt Center on this Sunday morning. Glad you're watching our Brier coverage from Regina in a 6-6 tie, and that 3 on the board in 10. Obviously a big comeback thus far for Ontario, but it is Reed Carruthers Red Stones with hammer here in the extra, and right now it is indeed Brad Jacobs, Reed Carruthers with shot stone.
I think we're doing stuff on Scott's. Let's keep the pressure on
It's
them.
one shot too early.
Agreed.
Scott, I'm begging for curl here.
What's that?
Give me a little less.
Yeah, I threw quite a less for my guard here.
A little less ice.
Going to continue to throw a guard.
Halfway?
Yeah.
David Mathers in his 6th Brier appearance. Last saw him in Lethbridge, 2022.
Max.
I got
Second for Ontario with Glenn Howard.
That's good.
Whoa.
As Glenn is behind the bench, he is here, obviously health-wise not 100%.
Just needs to sit.
You know, lots of knee issues this year. He tried so hard to play,
Yep.
Curl a bit.
but just way too much pain.
Okay, whoa.
We saw him coaching Jennifer Jones
Really
at
good.
the Scotties in the final recently in Calgary.
Good, Dave. Sweet. Throw.
Stay down here, Matt.
Good shot, Dave.
That thing just runs a little better than my other one. We almost always do skip rocks as a team on these.
I thought you were out to me on that, too.
Okay.
See that?
That's what you're seeing?
Yeah.
Like the intern of hair high, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can get all the yellows going, eh?
Take your time, Reed.
Like 7/8.
And for Reed, it's been an emotional month. He was the coach of Team Canada, Carey Enerson, as that 4-time run came to an end. He was coaching there and then right back at it now. Trying to chase down another Brier title here with Brad Jacobs.
Drove here, trying to rattle a lot of things around here. Make contact on at least 3 yellows.
Yep. Keep going. Keep
Derek
going.
Samagalski on the brush, bang the yellows.
Shot.
And he'll clip the one back 4. And it is still indeed Manitoba shot stone around that Montana's Brier button.
Ontario calling their timeout. And have Glenn come and give his opinion.
Okay, Ram, good throw.
Oh, it's close.
Yep.
Poor Glenn. You could see him wanting to hustle out, and then he realized, yeah, the knees don't feel great. And now he's making his way down as fast as he can.
I don't mind the guard because we've got him 2 ways.
Does he have that?
Well, you have this too. You can pay for this.
Yeah, you've got this.
You've got this if you need it.
Which?
Right there.
Right there.
That's the best shot. The only other thing we talked about is throwing another guard, but.
Well, then you're gonna have to hit.
We do have shots both ways right now.
Like ideally, boys, if we could ever sit one after his second.
The crappy part about guard is, if we make this, then he's freezing. Yeah.
Another guard if he doesn't rip the guard.
If we throw the guard and he goes here.
Put it right and he get on the inside of that red one.
But then he might have
tiny
the
bit.
yellow.
You want to go too much.
Yeah, probably not.
If you're here.
I'm just
But
worried
that's okay,
if we're
boys.
here.
Then everything's gone, and then you're drawn right here.
Yeah. True.
Sure.
So.
You know what? That's not bad.
And he's losing
That's
this
hard,
too.
though.
Maybe
You're
just like nose or a millimeter. Like I think that's.
You don't want to be this way. He could run the yellow one.
You're right.
And then blast
No, let's take our chances right there.
Yeah, even if we're a hair low, that's good.
That's really
Right there.
Hair low.
All right.
Let's make it.
We know the ice here.
Okay.
Dave, before we go, there's no way this is as good as the intern. Like that intern.
My last ones.
That's nice right now. I'm worried. This has been sitting for a while.
Yeah, it's fraction slow. It's
yeah,
fraction slower.
I still think you can get it there.
3 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what
There,
I'm saying.
Dave.
That's close, buddy.
So the discussion was, do we throw one more guard or do we come in? You heard Glenn being very clear that to come just to the inside of that redstone that is shot
It's really all line.
makes it tough. Now they know that Brad Jacobs throws up weight as good, if not better, than most. And their philosophy is if everything goes away, then you still have something to draw behind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top 4, boys. Let's go.
T's not the end of the road. Top 4 T.
Good numbers for Scott.
Wait's real good.
Line.
Back button.
Little bit for line.
Heavy.
Whoa.
Just
Hard
line here.
Last
Wait,
appearance,
hard
also
line.
Lethbridge with Glenn,
Go, Vic.
4-4 record back in
back
2022.
Curl.
Close, straight.
Back button.
Line's good.
Little bounce.
Whoa, curl. Whoa.
Little bounce.
Whoa.
Good shot.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
And who is shot stone here, Kathy?
I believe red.
Still red?
Good throw, buddy.
Thanks.
I mean,
good. I
love
still
doing
3
that,
rocks to come.
Good shot.
Time out. Can you ever do it the other way?
Or we're something like that. Jam that. Probably takes that.
That was my first thought.
If you make that,
You like that side?
I think that's the easiest.
See less of it though.
Well,
Yeah,
you're trying to
There's
hit it
Rob
pretty
Beacon,
thin,
their
though,
coach.
right?
Robbie, what do you see?
I like that side if you got it.
How much can you see?
No. You're
Playing
hitting
with
a
Kerry
quarter,
Burke.
quarter rock.
The
It
only
doesn't
problem
matter
with
where
this
it
shot
goes.
is it still leaves this rock.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You ever like playing this?
What if you run it across the 5?
Well, then,
Shot.
right. I feel like that's smarter. This probably is going to stuff.
That's okay.
He's playing some sort of tap freeze.
Yeah.
You have half on the left side, and you have 2/3 on the right.
Yeah.
Just want to take a look here.
I was kind of seeing this because it pinballs through and actually moves this.
Yeah.
I love the yellow.
I don't think it ever
run the
They're
yellow.
both
We just threw it.
extremely.
Run the yellow.
They're both
Well, he
tough.
could.
I
Whatever
don't
he
think
likes.
it ever
Still the
stays.
back too.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought too. You got enough to see it.
Yeah, well, that's not bad either.
It's either that or we're
Shot.
playing that.
Yeah, that's a great shot too.
Like I'm kind of leaning towards that just because of the degree of difficulty of this.
Yeah.
You know.
You could then just, like, if you're going to do that, you might as well just do this.
Do it that way. That's the best way, Ram.
Yeah.
I like that. Give me the intern. Hey, you like that one, Con?
Sure. Yeah, I do.
So they talked about
I think so.
coming down here. This goes out and that goes out. They talked about
what do we gotta
playing
hit, Reed?
this
About,
other side
three
this with the
quarters,
same
two-thirds?
effect and it moving
Two-thirds.
around. What the decision is to run
Thin
this
two-thirds.
across this way. This will go that way. This will go that way. And you may even make some contact with the red one that shot. But the whole idea is opening up the path, opening up the forefoot for Brad's second.
Yep.
Yep.
It's you.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice shot. Good shot.
It gets the yellows moving.
Great shot.
It is Shotstone now, Ontario.
Nice shot,
But
bud.
a lot more open
Sorry.
for his final stone.
Okay, 52 seconds, Ram.
Draws right there, yeah.
That's your shot.
Right,
Yeah.
boys?
This is the
shot, boys?
Yep.
Guys, it's the exact same line.
Agreed. Okay, he's just going to have the same shot.
And the exact same weight. What else do you see, Tim?
I don't know. I
Tap
just thought
a
it
foot?
He's always going to have a shot to me.
No, then he noses it.
I'd
Well,
love.
maybe we just get in a little here so he doesn't have as much room for air.
If you're going to put it in a
That was my
perfect
first
spot,
thought.
it's right here.
I think
Yeah,
we just,
kind of overbury
I
it.
just don't want to nose freeze it because then it's. He's happy if we do that.
My first thought was over curl it because then he's got to throw the
That's
draw.
what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I want to see a soft weight.
I'm just thinking if it's on the nose, right, he's probably going to throw a little
He's
back 8,
gonna
12
throw
later.
this.
Yeah.
That too.
Then he's bombing that.
He's
Yeah,
definitely
No
bombing.
timeouts, minute 20 remaining.
Like he's really low any good.
Really, you're just throwing the exact same shot you just threw.
Yeah,
Scott.
really low is good.
Yeah,
Like
let's
you
do
get
it.
to
Split
here,
the
it's still
center.
fine.
That's good.
As low as we can, really.
It's the same ice, boys.
Same ice,
Yeah,
same
it's
weight.
the same ice, same weight.
So
It's the
what do
same
you
throw.
want him to play is the decision. And if you come down straight on the nose to that red stone, there still is a double opportunity for Brad Jacobs, and there's also a path to come down to. If you're on the inside of that red stone, any attempt to play the hit jams on the red and you win. So they're trying to tuck under a little bit to force the draw. Now, we've not been on the sheet the whole game. We don't know the degree of difficulty of Brad Jacobs' draws, but the decision is that they do not want Jacobs to hit.
No, I felt there. A hair more.
More room. Got less.
Get it there, boys. Get it there.
Line's good.
Gotta go.
Weight's close. You got to curl.
Weight's
Curl.
close.
Room.
Curl.
Really got to
We're
curl,
heavy.
Tim.
We're heavy.
Really got to curl.
Harder, Tim. Keep going.
Tim
Harder.
Marsh,
Keep going.
all he's got.
Okay, straighten out.
Final stone
Curl
from
it.
his skipper here in 11.
I don't know what to do.
Good show.
Yes, Scotty.
And there's the
Good job.
tap. And you can just, nose hit. Will give you the win.
Good try.
Tim March was working really hard to try to get movement of the stone because it was hanging so far out. But the result was with that extra weight, it tapped it back far enough that the nose hit is available for the win.
Yeah. Good toss, here, buddy.
Brad Jacobs telling me it feels like his first Brier all over again. Representing this province now. And he talked about how proud he was of Reed Carruthers, who put his ego aside to allow Brad to not only skip the team, throw these final rocks, and to be in positions like this on the biggest stage. Final stone 11 here at the Brier. Nose hit for the win.
That's good. Curl.
Clean.
Curl. Curl. Gotta get it to line, guys. Gotta go, Derek.
Derek Zamagalski, gotta go, has to curl up, has to stick around and be shot stone, and did it. Wow.
I don't know.
No? Yeah, it does.
It's close.
I assume we're measuring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Measure.
Thought they had it out of his hand, Kathy.
Well played, Matty. Thank you.
Okay,
Brad Jacobs has a clinical delivery. He is solid, he is square, and he definitely puts a set on, and that set is what you do on arena ice to not let it go, but sometimes they contract when you do that.
Good game.
Game, Derek.
Good game.
What do we think?
Good game.
It's really close.
So square. He has got a beautiful, beautiful, solid delivery. That's the arena pop to make sure that it runs straight. They get on it right away, and that may have held it out just that little bit extra.
Extra end, extra time, extra measurement now.
Yeah, ready.
To see who wins.
Just past
Just
4.
past 4.
Go again.
Oh,
Go again.
wow.
Go again.
Go
Wow. They might want to, they can tighten it up.
She sure can.
Yeah, and they're asking that right
Sure.
now. Tighten up and get a more accurate read.
First time was us, but it's
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
it's close. Yeah.
When I kind of thought it was you, but it's hard to tell.
Yep. Totally good at that.
Almost 4.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's 1 past
Yeah.
3, so it's
Yeah. Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It came down to a measure. Forget game of inches. We're in Canada. Game of centimeters, and maybe a centimeter or less. As Brad Jacobs, Reed Carruthers hang on. Scott Howard was that close to coming back-to-back comeback clutch wins. However, the 2013 champ, Brad Jacobs from Edmonton, pulls out a win. Those head-to-head battles are just so critical. And you can see right now it is Carruthers. But no, Botcher. Great starts at 2-0. Top 3 from each pool will indeed advance. And those 2 lost teams, my goodness, already in tough. Just a reminder, this afternoon, great start, Mike McEwen. 3rd province that he's represented as skip. He's 2-0, Kevin Cooey. The 4-time Brier champ, a 1-1 record. That's later on today, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific on TSN. Always exciting, the first weekend and the first Sunday here at the Montana's Brier. It wasn't their best game for Ryan Harden and company, but it was indeed a win for Matt Dunstone. On behalf of myself, Kathy Gauthier, our entire crew, thanks for watching our coverage. It's the Brier all week long here in Regina.